okay in the times he's come in.
He may keep riding with the tide. Who knows? As we get ready for our road to Pasadena. Vegas and Pasadena coming up at the end of the month and into the new year as we roll to the national semifinal playoff game with Alabama and Michigan. A lot of programming on our platforms leading up to that game, so make sure you're following us everywhere and Next Round Live. Like and subscribe. Taylor Korn has an amazing plan. She'll be sending out a lot of great content, at least we think so, between now and then. Basketball tonight. Up in Huntsville with the Auburn Tigers and UNC Asheville. So as we get ready for this contest tonight.
There's your notes. You've done some prep. UNC Asheville, a tournament team for last year, but Jim, they are 5-5 this season.
They are 5-5 this season, by the way.
Mike Morrell has
got card stock with little drop logos.
All right, man, I like that. You got both logos on there. That's all that's on there, Rockstar, but we got logos on there.
Do we have copies for the whole class?
I can give you one. I got enough. They print good. You need one?
I mean, yeah.
I got my own notes that I did last night.
Yeah. I was going to offer you guys for the people that didn't think I was excited, I was going to offer you some blank sheets of the rosters from the two, color coordinated.
Yeah.
A little blue and orange. Auburn 6-2. So looking forward to the game tonight. By the way, if you're going to the game, the Outlive T-shirts that Bruce has on and the soundbite I'm about to play for you will be available for sale tonight. It benefits cancer patients, and the ones that are bought tonight will benefit cancer patients and their family in the Huntsville area, and also serves as a reminder for us all to get checked out for different cancers in our life. Here's Bruce Pearl on the showdown with UNC Asheville tonight. We'll be on the call on the SEC Network Plus.
This is a trap game. Kind of feels a lot like the Appy State game. Having just beaten a really good Virginia Tech team. Then we go to App State, and the next one's Indiana. All right, we just beat a really good Indiana team. We go play Asheville and Huntsville. We've got Southern Cal coming in Sunday. And so we've talked to the team about it. We lost at App State not because we weren't prepared, not because we weren't ready at all. We got outplayed. And those guards made some big shots. But again, we got better. We did get better. And we learned from some of the things that we didn't do. And hopefully we'll continue to learn and get better.
A whole interview with Bruce on our show yesterday, available on our platform. Trap game, he's calling it.
Yeah, I mean, they're a 19.5-point favorite. Last time I looked at mybookie.ag, they do have a good player in Drew Pember.
Yeah.
6'11", and he averages 18 and 7.
I mean, this is a dude that went for 40-plus in 2 games last year en route to winning the Big South and going on and playing in the NCAA tournament. So, Broom and Pender is going to be the matchup to watch tonight.
Yeah, I mean, that guy's 6'11", Dunaway shoots almost 40% from beyond the arc.
What's his name?
Drew Pember.
Wow.
Yeah,
he's a stud. Write it down, Jimmy.
Coach Pearl brought him up yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
But I will throw a stat at you guys that will blow you away. So they really play 6 guys. 6 guys average over 22 minutes for the Bulldogs.
Drew Pember's their leading scorer.
Yeah. It was mentioned earlier.
So they play 6 guys that average over 22 minutes. And they're all seniors. And I
saw that, yeah.
5 of the 6 have transferred in. But their amount of experience is almost 100 games more than Jason Tatum, his entire NBA career, postseason and regular season.
I was doing my play-by-play charts, that I keep up with, and I kept, in that column where you do classification, I kept going senior. I'm like, my gosh, this is an old team.
That's what's strange is the Bulldogs have struggled this year, sitting at 5-5.
If you want to see a broadcast where I talk the least, rarely happens. Tonight's the night.
Somebody make note of that.
Yeah, I find that hard to believe.
We'll see.
Tonight's the night.
You'll be fighting for the mic.
I'm going to play a role. I'm going to be our McAfee. I'm just going to say wild things and try to get them fired.
What's that coming down the track?
People know that you're not an Auburn fan, so they want to see how this plays out on the broadcast.
Are you going to stand up in the chair and go, whoa?
Got my big belt buckle on. Looking forward to it.
Are you wearing houndstooth?
I'm not wearing houndstooth. That would disrespect the game, man. This is the game. It's the game tonight. Auburn and UNC Asheville. Looking forward to the broadcast. Von Braun. Jace is going to be there.
All right, Jace.
Keith's going to watch it. Thank you, Keith. And, you guys are right about the 5-star quarterbacks. When they're ready to play, they usually are hitting the portal nowadays.
That's
by
true.
the time you've gotten them ready. crazy time. Ready to go tonight up in Huntsville. We'll be back with you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Central Time. Until next time, God bless you and God bless the United States of America.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, and Rockstar. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Man, do we have a fun show coming up. Roman Harper scheduled to be with us next segment. Jalen Milroe, Alabama quarterback, just recently had a birthday yesterday, I think.
Oh, did he now?
Yeah.
How old is he?
Got to fly in a helicopter. He's at whatever age he wants to be.
I bet Jalen is, it's the nice 21 years old.
I think it is too, 21.
I've never flown in a helicopter.
Ever?
Never.
I haven't either, nor have I ever had a desire to fly in a helicopter. I heard it's a lot rougher than the plane.
Let me tell you.
I'm surprised you have. I guess you had to, right?
I had to one time. I think it's the only time I've ever been on it. Talladega to do the Mike Shula show back to Talladega. I think it was the Alabama State Trooper helicopter. Zipped me over from good taxpayer use of money from Talladega to
we're back, Rockstar,
to Tuscaloosa.
Did they pick up a fugitive on the way?
No, we had to do the coaches show, man. It was Alabama football.
They had Jim cuffed in the back just in case anybody saw it.
How loud is the helicopter? I know they put on the noise-reducing headphones.
I don't know if you know this or not. I blacked out probably going there and back. I was so nervous.
Greg says Blue Thunder. You remember that show, Roy Schneider?
Yeah, movie, yeah, but
I thought they did a TV show too.
Maybe they did a spinoff, but I remember it was a movie.
Yeah,
but I never saw it.
Well, chat room, we're going to get to all of you today. We were in Huntsville last night. I don't know if you guys heard about this. SEC Network Plus. You got to throw the plus in there.
Very important, by the way.
Yep.
How many times did you guys get people trying to, how in the hell do I get this broadcast?
Yeah, it's plus. It's on
Don't
plus.
ask me.
SEC Network Plus. It was a good time last night. Oh, here's what the screen looked like. If you missed it, this is for people watching it. How Forrester, do you have anybody react to how that screen looked last night? Triple box right there.
So what are they inbounding the ball? Nobody needs to see that.
Clifton Douglas. I think he's with Conference USA.
Yes, he's associate commissioner of Conference USA. Kind of forgot he was sitting next to me for a minute there. We got to do the play-by-play.
Not as much as you did the mayor. Clifton Douglas sitting right there. Conference USA on the SEC network. That was
soft-spoken future commissioner.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we got a technical free throw right there.
Yeah,
that Clifton was talking over.
You think they'll ever have Greg Sankey in a double box on the Conference USA network?
Nope, negative.
Yeah. What giving people?
How many minutes of last night's broadcast did Sankey watch?
Probably 66% of it, which is the running joke.
When are we going to get to 42?
We're gonna have some fun. Auburn Twitter, you guys are a blast. After the game, we're gonna get into all the other tweets coming up at 10:25 today. It is a segment that will live forever on this show. Coming up at 10:25, I will call the shot. 10:25, Taylor Corn will be in here with us after we talk to Jalen Milroe. And if you have been with us since 2010. This will be one of those segments that you'll be like 20 years from now. Why are they still talking about that segment? 10:25 coming up. But this one, after Auburn posts the score, they always tweet at the other team's account. Am I right about that, Forrester? They tweet at the fan base and the other team's account, in this case, UNC Asheville.
Yes, that is correct. They bomb the other team's final score tweet.
It's the other team's account. The UNC Asheville, they do the final score, and then the Auburn fans go in and take it over.
So this is the one that I liked so much that I sent it myself. We watched 66% of your loss thanks to the fine folks at ESPN.
So good.
You know what, though? They got to learn about the Rocket City.
That's right.
Drink. You said Rocket City drink.
So you say I shorted the mayor? I didn't give him enough time?
I mean, if we're just, I don't want to get too deep into it now. We're going to save it for the mean tweets. But, we went in. Rockstar, you would say traditionally on the show, I have the reputation of what? Always being the the sports guy. I got to be buttoned up. Well, Jim, it's the TV. It's not TV. We're laid back, right? So I go in. I'm prepared to be laid back, Jim. I did 0 show notes. I was like, I'm just going to go in. I'm just going to have fun, laid back. And we're about, I think it's the second TV timeout. I leaned over to Lance. I'm like, you guys are vying for a sports Emmy over there. You guys are calling this like it's the national championship.
We had a plan, and the plan was we were just going to settle into the broadcast.
That's right.
And then I had a bunch of notes, a bunch of factoids on the Rocket City, and Bon Bron and everything else. And so there was some cool stuff that I was going to throw out there. And then the next thing I know, we got Uzi'd by guest.
So what? So I didn't give him enough time?
I don't think you guys were talking to him at all. I mean,
I was doing the game, Jim. There was a game going on.
I had 0 questions. So, I mean, the mayor's sitting there, and my God, he's in a triple box. We got to talk to him about something. I'm like, so did you see Elvis in this building?
Yeah.
It's the only thing I knew about the whole building.
Look, you pre-ejaculation there, pre-ejaculation. When I was saving the Elvis stuff for later. Got to let it build up a little bit. You were
Jim, first question in.
throwing it out there.
Well, I had nothing to ask him, and nobody was talking to him, and he was in a triple box.
So what? So were we.
He was in a triple box while UNC Asheville was leading the game. I mean,
that's right. We had to give.
Do you think he knew he was in a triple box?
We were trying to hook in the Asheville numbers, let them feel like they got hope in that game.
Oh man! So I'm trying to be the laid back one, and I was trying to meet you guys in the laid back Manny cast we were going to do. Next thing you know, first of all, Auburn's down. And you guys are calling it like we're trying to get to the Sweet 16.
I have suggestions if we ever do this again. I doubt we will.
Yeah.
But my suggestion is if you're going to do a true laid-back Manning cast, we don't need to be sitting at media table next to Andy Burcham and the Auburn radio team.
Yeah. By the way, I apologize to Andy before the game, at halftime and postgame. I was like, hey, I don't know what's going to happen over here, but we've rearranged the seats so me being the fattest one of us all can serve as a wall, whatever we do.
Yeah, but he was giving
side.
you some good intel. Like, hey, the 5 on the floor right now, these are the guys that really, when they were down 12 to Indiana, these are the guys that brought it back. And so he was giving you some good nuggets down there.
Yeah, Andy's the nicest guy in the world. He is the one person that's not going to bitch about something with us.
And he said, hey, I don't care. I won't even notice you guys are there.
No. Andy's great.
And I was like, Andy, you don't know, you won't notice.
Yeah, until this thing starts.
This group can get out of hand.
Yeah, so my suggestion would be, and I think you guys would agree, if we ever do this again, if we're going to do Manning cast, we need to be on more comfortable, laid back chairs.
I think 3 recliners courtside was my vision.
Yeah, I think that would be great. And then I think
I don't think the seating had anything to do with it.
No, but this will make it better.
We don't need to be in a triple box. Other than that, it would have been fine.
Well, and I think we need to be able to kind of choose our. I mean, it was their guest. It was the city of Huntsville. They paid for it. But if we chose our own guest and had 1, 2, or 3 guests.
Yeah, I think
we'll
we'll massage this. I mean, there was discussion of us doing next year's game. They don't know the opponents yet.
Yeah, I mean, hey, how about we do? We could do the mayor at halftime and maybe another person at halftime, and we roll in the Charles Barkley's, the Bo, and all them.
There's old Tommy Battle.
Yeah, that's the mayor. Does he look upset that I'm not asking him a question?
No. I mean, but look at you two doing the game there.
Well, I mean, it's 9-9, Jim. Game's at the balance.
Hey, the most important thing
who's going to punch their ticket today?
Presented by Acoma.
Acoma. We don't even know what they do.
Anybody in the chat room, you guys know everything? We don't know who the hell Acoma is.
Every commercial break, we were like, so what does Acoma do?
Yeah, we don't really know.
In our ear. We don't know, but that check cash.
Yeah, we don't know, but they're funded this whole thing. Now, Rockstar, the best one was the second guest was the director of the commerce or whatever, something.
We got the director of commerce on?
CEO of Business and Commerce for Madison County, which is...
Did y'all do intro music so they could sit down?
No. They sat down during the break. So, we introduce him. We do a little play-by-play. We ask him a softball question. Things are good up here, right? Yeah, job market's great. And then Lance says, what happened to the rocket out there on the interstate?
Which apparently is a sore
I don't think you wanted to talk about
sore subject up
Don't think I didn't do some follow-ups. Hey, let's get back to that rocket. I don't understand it. You go up 65, and it's kind of a landmark. Kind of know where you are in relation to Nashville.
Right.
I think he was saying that it became a...
eyesore. It was in disrepair.
No, he said it was about to fall down.
Well, it was. But I think the problem is nobody wants to invest the money to, no municipality wants to. It's probably not even in the Huntsville city limits.
Yeah, but what could it take to... just renovate the Rocket.
I've never
Throw
renovated
some
a
spray
Rocket.
paint on it. What's that? The dude that surfs on the screen door out in the water?
Billy Mays?
Yeah, what is that
Flex Seal.
product?
Flex Seal.
Yeah. Put some Flex Seal on it, spray paint it.
Yeah.
It's good as new.
Josh, you're 100% right. The Manning cast model really doesn't work with basketball because there's constant action. Anytime we were doing anything, Auburn had a unbelievable dunk, which you saw 66% of it, which I think is being gracious.
Hey, so Dave,
because that camera made the Von Braun Civic Center look like it was the Astrodome.
Hey, Dave says Chip was just being nice to you. The Rocket is not in Huntsville or Madison County, so it's not even his thing.
Yeah.
Is it not?
We're asking him a question.
That's all he had to say.
Yeah, we're
Look,
asking
dude,
him-
that's not my jurisdiction.
Yeah, we're asking him a Hartzell problem or something.
I will say it was difficult because basketball is the fastest to do. Like baseball would be a joke.
Oh,
that's the
plenty.
only play-by-play I've ever done.
Plenty of time.
And you have so much time in between. You
Yeah.
need stuff like that at times.
That one misses outside. So, Mayor, tell us about the Rocket. What happens
Apparently-
to the
I mean,
Rocket?
legitimately, right when we would ask a question to any of these guests, that's when the action it would just
It was the best
a
plays.
frenzy.
Yeah.
Best plays when we were in triple bottom.
Apparently, at one point, Rockstar, I asked the mayor, Mr. Mayor, the city is in great shape right now. That was my question.
That's all. 3-point attempt.
Well, I mean, look, they're talking about there's a million jobs now. There's a
Oh,
million
yeah.
people. It's almost as big as New York City.
Will said EG's interview with the Auburn basketball legend from the probably, I don't know if we sold it enough.
It was the 50s.
Yeah, 1957, the Shuffling Tigers or whatever they called them. And they always had nicknames back then. His interview ended with what I thought should be a great T-shirt, Lunsford. I can't remember the phrase now, but it's everything, baby.
It's everything, baby.
Yeah, what does this Auburn family mean to you?
All right, so
hey, my man,
It's everything,
the
baby.
Rizasaur cannot be canceled at 86, 87, whatever the age was. When I saw that he was a Letterman in 56, I threw it out there. I was like, you guys be prepared. He's going to be a little weathered.
I don't even remember EG's question, but his answer, Rockstar, was it's everything, baby.
Now, what does Auburn basketball or the Auburn
yeah,
family
What does
mean to
Auburn
you?
family mean to you?
Yeah, it's everything, baby.
He went, it's everything, baby. And I think Brown gave us a sugar at lunch again yesterday. Was it
Oh,
a
did
sugar
I?
or a sweetie?
I don't think I did.
I think you gave us something. Thank you, honey. Something, one of those great Southern terms of endearment. I think-
Normally, Lance would catch that and hammer me endlessly
Just
for it.
wear it out.
Wear it out. So I'm
When
not. I
Brown
don't
was
believe
eating
it.
his duck yesterday.
I had a duck sandwich, Rockstar. There we are at
Good
lunch.
day.
Barbecue
That was a great
duck.
day. Barbecue duck.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a phenomenal sandwich.
At the table of 5, there's a picture. We had four avocado turkeys and one duck.
That's a damn good sandwich.
That was. That's a good place to eat. I'll give him a shout out. It's up in Huntsville. What was it called?
Domain South.
Domain South. Yeah, that's a good place.
Well, we went in and I asked the leaf blower where he would go, and he
Yeah.
recommended the brewery on the right. But then the young couple we met outside were like, "That we've been in here, been in school here for a couple of years. That is the place to go."
Domain South. If you're downtown Huntsville,
Yeah,
it's a good
one of our
spot.
listeners, I think it was Joseph Joliet or something. I can't remember. We so many comments during the broadcast last night. I can't find it in my DMs. But he recommended the place, and we appreciate that. So Auburn wins the game. They dominated UNC Asheville as some of us thought they would at mybookie.ag. So
You were calling the game.
I couldn't make a pick because I was calling the
I
game.
really didn't.
Yeah.
Somebody told me that you're the ultimate poon if you don't put this on your card tonight. And I told you guys I liked Auburn all night, but I felt somewhat guilty about throwing it out there because we were on the call. So I pulled back. I told Lil T, I was like, you need to hammer down on Auburn tonight, mybookie.ag.
Little T was with us last night too, so some social media stuff out there for you last night, and we'll get some more out today.
Hey, and I'll give we had never been to the Von Braun Center, and I will give them some credit because I walked around before, and I've always had these complaints about some of these neutral site games about they're not prepared for the concessions. There was a bar every 5 feet.
Well, and a lot of their rooms, too. See, I didn't see that part. I woke up at the concourse. But a lot of their rooms, Rockstar, had a space named to them.
Yep.
And like there were planets. Like, so where we got dressed before the game, they gave us each a dressing room. And it's high end right here now.
I think I was in Mercury.
Yeah, so
I was in Pluto.
Mercury, Pluto. But then I left, and one of the bathrooms was named Uranus. Which I thought,
It really
thought was
was.
Yeah,
phenomenal.
it's a butt joke.
Yeah, I thought it was phenomenal. They got a sense of humor.
The show being brought to you by our friends at Adams Beverage, Anheuser-Busch, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, Uber, and, of course, the next round. Drunk driving prevention is a priority for our friends at Anheuser-Busch this holiday season and year-round. You can't drive drunk if you don't drive there. It's pretty simple, right? So we encourage all of you to join the pledge to decide to ride. All you have to do is go to the website, decidetoride.com, decidetoride.com. There's a lot of tools there and a pledge you can sign and get more information on what Anheuser-Busch and Adams Beverage are doing to help you this holiday season. To Decide to Ride. DecideToRide.com, brought to you by Anheuser-Busch, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, Uber, Adams Beverage, and the next round. Auburn wins last night, so does UAB. There was a big upset in basketball. Chicago State, who apparently usually is around 312 in the Ken Pom and all that, upset top 25 Northwestern on the road, 75-73, big win for Chicago State last night.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, I know we'll get into this a little bit more, but Alabama gets Creighton coming off a mad. Yeah. Getting destroyed by UNLV last night.
Yeah. Part of my bookie parlay last night. It didn't play out well for yours truly. But let's get into the SEC schedule release, and that'll be brought to you today by our friends at Hemp Hill Services. Hot or cold, not draining or draining, they take care of you.
Yeah, they sure do. And you can get a $69 fall tune-up right now when you call Adam, Chad, Andrew. The guys at Hemp Hill Services, the name Birmingham has trusted since 1954 for heating, plumbing, and cooling. Hard to stop a train. Call them now, 205-229-2090 or hemphillservices.com.
Again, more on the basketball coming up at 10:25 as we relive some of the reaction to the broadcast. That in a little over an hour. Roman Harper next. Forster, you've got everyone individually here, the schedules. Let's spin the wheel and start with Florida. Can you start with Florida? Being called the toughest schedule in college football next year, the Florida Gators. Billy Napier, he's comfortable, though, right? He's not going to be coaching.
I called this when we saw the opponents months ago. I was like, this is the most difficult schedule I've ever seen. And I think Florida's going to be pretty good next year. But guess what? They're going to be underdogs. I've gone through every one of these schedules. They will be dogs in at least 5 games.
Well, the problem with Florida and the problem with Billy Napier, if he's trying to save his job, is that landing.
Right.
After your bye, you're a neutral site, Georgia.
And I'll tell you where I think they're going to be dogs.
Okay, well, all these, I think. Right, except maybe Ole Miss.
Yeah, I'm just going back to the beginning.
Yeah, neutral site, Georgia, Texas and Austin, LSU and Gainesville, Ole Miss and Gainesville, and Florida State and Tallahassee. If you're coaching for your job at the end, you're going to need a for sale sign.
Yeah. So for those that are maybe just listening to us, you start off the year with Miami, and that's a little rivalry game, home there, Sanford. Then you got Texas A&M. On the road at Mississippi State. Another, as Brown pointed out yesterday, UCF, who's usually fairly talented.
Okay, at that point, Dunaway, they better hope they're 5-0.
Yeah, no doubt.
You got to be 5-0 at that point. You're going to be favored in those first 5 games.
At Tennessee, Kentucky, the Georgia game, and then, as Brown said, from the cocktail party on, Georgia neutral, Texas on the road, LSU at home, Ole Miss at home, at Florida State. So,
okay, if I told you 7-5 with that schedule,
is that even enough to say, Billy?
I don't know if it is.
I don't know.
They've gone 3 straight years at 5-7. That's being perceived as the toughest.
Yeah, well, here's what they call it a little bit of a break, though, is they don't have to play back-to-back road games. So there is at least that. Like, it's a tough schedule, but you never play a back-to-back road game.
Okay, give me Auburn's schedule, because I've some of my dearest friends spend thousands of dollars on tailgate space every Saturday. And the best weather for football around here is when?
October.
It's October. Mm-hmm. A little too cold in November sometimes, always too hot in September. My friends who spend thousands of dollars on tailgate space at Auburn, not counting their tickets and donations.
And alcohol.
5 home games to start the year for Auburn. They don't play a Jordan-Hare game in all of October. All of it.
That is weird, yeah.
0. It's out of whack. I don't know what we're doing.
I mean, they got the 5 home games.
I will tell you, I've got Auburn favored 9 games right now, though.
Yeah, I like Auburn's schedule. It lays out pretty nice.
Yeah, I think it does, too. And I think year 2, if you can get some playmakers offensively and you can get the quarterback right, I think Hugh Freeze has shown with his pedigree, man, this could be a 9 or 10 win Auburn team next year.
And I do think it's interesting. I know we'll get to Alabama later, but we already knew they were playing Oklahoma before the Iron Bowl, and to see Texas A&M before the Iron Bowl, it's the biggest challenge either one of those has had pre-Iron Bowl in quite a while.
Yeah, absolutely. But everyone's going to have a couple of stretches. That's just what the SEC is going to be moving forward. I like Auburn's schedule, but Oklahoma and at Georgia, that one, and then as Brown just said, Texas A&M and the Iron Bowl at the end. That's the juicy part for Auburn. Let's do Alabama.
I would hate that, though, 5 straight home games.
I would too.
That was my
sucks.
takeaway. 5 at home to start with, and then no home games in October. Divided up, sort of like they do for, as most people always tell you, the team they take care of, Alabama. I mean, sort of divided up a little bit.
Yeah, it's almost like I want 2 home games road, 2 home games road.
Yeah. Here's the Alabama schedule. Forrester will give that to us here. Alabama, before we get to Roman Harper coming up here. The Tide schedule looks like this. You start off a couple home games, Western Kentucky, South Florida, sort of ease into this thing.
Yep.
Jalen Milroe, maybe get a few numbers up, get in the Heisman race. On the road, jump around Wisconsin, Madtown, probably 11 a.m. kick on Fox.
I would imagine it's your big noon kick, yeah.
Yeah.
Alabama, as Lance said yesterday, probably a heavy favorite in that one.
Then you come home, play Georgia. We already know ABC prime time for that one.
After a bye, I think that's key.
On the road, it's never given in Nashville, right?
Oh,
On
yeah,
the road at Vandy.
Those cranes will still be swinging.
Yep.
The home game, South Carolina. That team, tough. Then on the road at Tennessee, always crazy. Then you're back home for Missouri. On the road at LSU. Then you're back home for Mercer.
That's the only spot they'll be an underdog, by the way.
At LSU?
Oh.
Yeah.
You think they'll be an underdog?
Really?
I think they could be.
Yeah, I don't think they
I mean, I'm saying it's the only spot
it's
they
the only
could
potential
be.
spot.
Yeah.
Even at Oklahoma.
Yeah,
huh?
at Oklahoma.
No. I think LSU's going to be better than Oklahoma. You guys don't?
Well, who's
Probably.
quarterback? Nussmeier?
Well, I mean, Jackson Arnold, we really don't know how good he's going to be.
Who's catching? Who's catching up?
For LSU?
Yeah.
They always got receivers.
Yeah,
I
LSU,
feel
that's one thing
pretty confident. that-
depend on.
Then Oklahoma and Auburn. I mean, if you're an Alabama fan, I think the schedule lays out really good.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
I do
agree
too. I
completely,
think there's
yeah.
good brands on there, and I think there could be some interesting games. But I think the schedule looks like another probably 11-1 year.
Yeah, or as you like to say, a great schedule for your first-year coach, right?
Could be, could be.
It is manageable if you're just taking over.
All right, we'll get some other schedules and takes on what we saw last night as we move throughout the show here today. Roman Harper next, Jalen Milroe at the top of the hour, and then at 10:25, some reaction to our broadcast last night on the SEC Network Plus. And Dan Orlovsky later on in the show as we move throughout the day here on the show that's being brought to you by our friends at Michelson Laser Vision. Tell us about Michelson.
Yeah, I can't wait to see our friends from Michelson Laser Vision tomorrow, but you've still got a couple of weeks to get this done. If you want to save big for the first time we've had this offer, you need to get screened out, you need to get the procedure done by January 1st. All you got to do is call 205-969-8100, ask for Amy, tell her the next round sent you. She's going to hook you up with an absolutely hassle-free consultation, 0 to lose, to find out if LASIK is right for you. I got the procedure done 20 years ago. I've still got 2015 vision better than 2020. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, best in the business, 205-969-8100 or michelsonlaservision.com.
And our friends at the University of Montevallo, it's that time of year. Brown and LT and all of us have gone through it. You got a rising junior or senior in high school. You start shopping around looking for the great place for them to go to college. Make it the University of Montevallo. At least put it on your radar and check out what Montevallo offers you. Montevallo.edu. 23 NCAA Division II fully funded scholarship sports and so much to offer academically and socially on a beautiful campus. Montevallo.edu. Montevallo.edu.
Subscribe and set alerts at Disrupt the Media on YouTube.
What would happen if Santa came down your chimney and discovered fire damage in your home? What if he came down the chimney and discovered a wet floor? Santa's elves can't clean it up. You would have a lot of unhappy children Christmas morning. If that happens, contact DryTech Water Restoration immediately and make sure your children have a Merry Christmas. DryTech can clean up the mess and get in touch with your insurance company. Call DryTech 205-637-0143 and make sure your holidays are safe and happy. Happy holidays to all from DryTech Water Restoration.
Support the show and grab some great t-shirts and hoodies right now in the Next Round store. Buy the Alabama State map shirts in your team's favorite colors, the popular Y'all Can Have the Rest, or Next Round flag shirts are also online now. Just go to nextround.store. That's nextround.store. The traditional Next Round logo shirts are there too. Buy them for yourself, or they make a great gift for someone else. And let us know what you'd like to see in the store coming up. Nextround.store. That's nextround.store.
The wait is over. Tonali has arrived. Beautifully distinctive Italian styling and performance. Come test drive the all-new 2024 Alfa Romeo Tonali plug-in hybrid at Alfa Romeo of Birmingham. The all-new Tonali offers best-in-class horsepower and torque, fastest 0 to 60 times in its class, plus best-in-class range with full electric charge. And best of all, qualified Tonali leasees are eligible for up to $7,500 EV tax credit factored into your lease. Hurry down to Alfa Romeo of Birmingham and experience the all-new Tonali.
The Birmingham Racecourse Casino's 7 days of giveaways is going on now. The more you visit, the more chances you have to win. We're giving away $125,000 in free play and cash. That's right, Birmingham Racecourse Casino is giving away $125,000 in free play and cash. Play the latest, most exciting games around with fun bonuses and big jackpots. There's always more ways to win at Birmingham Racecourse Casino off I-459, exit 31, Derby Parkway. Must be 21 or older, must be present to win.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service.
The Next Round Golf Cart is here. Your chance to play 4 area golf courses for just $89. Get 18 holes of golf and cart at Limestone Springs, Cross Creek, The Meadows, and the newly renovated Woodward Golf Club. That's a value of $247 for just $89. Or get the Next Round Deluxe Golf Cart for just $119. It gets you all 4 courses with cart, plus an exclusive Next Round Golf t-shirt, koozie, golf tees, and a sticker. There are no restrictions. The cart is good through September 2024. Get your golf cart now at nextround.store.
Back with you on the next round, Roman Harper, in just a second. Really, the new generation of sports departments and sportswear can be found with a little retro style with our friends at Bandwagon. This is the way sports stores are supposed to be.
It is. You guys have been there, right?
Oh, it's fantastic.
Yes. And
I've actually only been to the new location at Cahaba Heights.
Yeah, but it was beautiful, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it is a fantastic looking place right there at Bandwagon, and it can be your one-stop place to go for Christmas shopping. Listen, there's a lot of popular brands that they have there: Varley, Bird Dog, Task, and more. Clothes that keep you comfortable, they keep you looking good, and you can get your school logos on those clothes. If you're wondering where to go for Christmas, jump on the bandwagon. Bandwagonsports.com. That is bandwagonsports.com to see more. And as Jim said and Lance said, great locations there in Cahaba Heights, Homewood, and Trustful. And now open in Madison, Mississippi. Bandwagonsports.com. All right, the SEC schedule released last night, and tons of football to talk about with our guy Roman Harper of the SEC Network. He joins us now on the JohnstonRVCenter.com hotline. Harp, always with us, courtesy of MyBookie.ag. Code next round when you sign on at MyBookie.ag to get that bonus up to $1,000. Harp, what is up, man? How are you? You're on mute, Harp. There you go.
Sorry. My bad, fellas. I'm just trying to put up some clothes this morning.
Wow, look at Harp. My gosh, how many pairs of sneakers you got up there?
You should not be worried about that, guys. Don't even go there.
Harp doing the laundry.
Everybody, yes, knocking it all out this morning, man. I got all the kids and stuff. Got them all dropped off. So just trying to clean up, man. You guys don't focus on all those shoes, man. Most of my shoes are upstairs.
Yes,
sir.
So
we're good, though. We're good.
Do you do? I know you're a clothes guy. Do you? And I know you've got your guys all around, but do you shop more online, or are you one of those guys you need to feel it, you need to try it on, you like to shop off the rack?
I'm a shopping person. I don't know what I like. I have no particular brand or anything that I go to. I literally, if I just see it, I'm like, oh, I like that, so I just grab it. And then when as far as comes to my suits, I usually only go to 2 guys. So I got a guy that's in New Orleans that does all my suits, and then I got another friend of mine, my boy Malcolm Jenkins. He has a suit company. I've used them a couple times, and it's a store that's right here close to me that I stop by every now and then. So that's really it, man. I think the best thing about me is that I haven't changed sizes in 10 years. So whatever I got is like what I got.
Yeah, me either. My size is round. I haven't changed in 10 years. My guess on that Nike closet we just saw, he said
don't worry about that.
He said his was upstairs.
Oh, okay.
I feel like that closet is where he is traveling around the country in great Nike schools, and they're like, sure, Roman, go ahead and grab that 12 and a half off the shelf there, man.
You know what? I agree. I've gotten so much free stuff over the years, and I got it all. So you're right. But they haven't really given me a whole bunch of shoes, though. I only get those from like Alabama every now and then. But usually I'm good. But I once upon a time I had a Nike deal, and I bought a whole bunch then. And now I just buy my Nikes. It's bad. Like I just got the new Kobe's that came out, and so shoes are like a bad habit for me, a really bad habit.
Yeah. And so last night, to transition to football, the schedule release is going on, portal's going on, signing days next week. Seriously, man, you played in the NFL for years. The NFL has something that goes on every month, but it is so structured. If you were in charge of college football, would you lay this thing out totally different than the way it's laid out? I can't imagine heads blowing up in football offices right now this time of year.
Yeah, I think it's way too much at one time. Like the portal's open, National Signing Day, which you didn't even talk about that. It's next week.
Yep.
And then the schedule release, I think the schedule release is just a one-time thing. Everybody wants to celebrate the SEC, ESPN, ABC, the whole family. Like everybody's all focused on that. So that's kind of a cool deal. Even though it kind of got leaked, most of the schedule got leaked already, and they were not happy about that. But I do think it should be some kind of barrier, whether, it's the recruiting, like the National Signing Day, they either move that back so then you can at least do the whole transfer portal first, and then all of a sudden see what you got, and then or do it vice versa where we got the National Signing Day. And then all of a sudden, then the portal opened a little bit after that, maybe after bowl games. So then guys can kind of understand where they want to be. I just think there's so much. I don't understand how you're a college coach right now with all these things going on. So many moving parts. Not only you have to recruit your own guys every year, but then there's like, if I get a guy to high school, why shouldn't you not make them at least abide by that 1 year, 2 years? Who knows? I think it could just be done so much better. But at the end of the day, we opened Pandora's box with all this stuff a couple years ago, and the NCAA's lost all power. So they just don't want to get sued. So they're just staying completely hands off of everything. And this is the result when you have no rules and everybody's just doing whatever they want.
And the ultimate example, Harp, is Malik Murphy. I mean, this is a guy that started 2 games for the Longhorns. They are in the college football playoff. He is a backup quarterback. I remember seeing you at the Rose Bowl in 2009 when you saw Colt McCoy go out of the game. And if Quinn Ewers was to go down, Malik Murphy's that backup. And his quote is, I hate it. I'm super invested in this team. Everything we've done along the way and all the work we've put in together, it's hard to walk away, especially at this point during the season. But he is walking away. And there's no way he's walking away if he doesn't know his destination already. So we know everybody's tampering, but for a number 2 quarterback to leave in the middle of a championship run blows me away.
It's crazy to me. It's almost like, why doesn't he do like Emory Jones did, where Emory Jones said, I'm going to transfer, but I'm going to play the game.
Right.
I don't know I just think too many people get such bad information, like, because it's too many people in the portal that never get out. And I'm not saying Mr. Murphy's one of those guys, but I just know it happens, and it happens way too often. And the biggest blunder of it all is that these kids no longer get the opportunity to finish their degree and have something to fall back on, because we all know you're all not going to the league. So it's really interesting to see all these things continue to try and play out. And it's even funnier to me when I look at the portal quarterback situation, where all these quarterbacks jump in and out. Every year we got different quarterbacks in, and it's already hard enough trying to find 32 of them in the NFL. I have no idea how these college people all think that the next one is the one that's in the portal, because I was always taught the best players never leave. Like you never let the best ones out of your door. So whether it's the NFL, like the only reason you hit free agency is because you couldn't agree to some kind of term, or you weren't good enough to stay where you are. Because of the great ones, they never walk out of the door. It doesn't matter, whatever that is. So And so for all these guys to continue to end up in the portal, I'm kind of over the whole deal, honestly.
Roman Harper is with us, the Alabama Great Now SEC Network on the JohnstonRVCenter.com hotline. He joins us each week, courtesy of MyBookie.ag. Code next round to get that sign-on match when you make your initial deposit of up to $1,000. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie.ag. On the schedules, did anybody jump out at you? Somebody that got a good path, bad path?
So Florida is bad path.
Yep.
I mean, Florida's going to be brutal. And not only that, but Billy Napier is coaching for his job. And so we'll be interested to see. I just think it has a lot of outside factors going forward into that. I haven't really paid that much attention to the schedule, guys. I'm looking forward to Georgia and Alabama in the regular season. That'll be fun. I'm looking forward to Alabama having to go to Oklahoma late in the season. And it's more about that last block of games where normally before the Iron Bowl, we got a whole week of just terrible games in the past years. This year, before rivalry week, you got a whole slate of like really good games that we've never had before. Alabama at Oklahoma. I know that's happened before, but I'm looking forward to that one. You got, I think Florida's going to Texas or something right before that. Anyways, it's like a whole group of games that week before rivalry week that I'm really looking forward to. So for me, it's just all the different matchups that we're not used to seeing. I think Missouri has to go to Oklahoma at some point in time throughout the season, or Oklahoma at Missouri. These are the things that I'm really looking forward to, is just the games we haven't seen. And for me, being able to travel on SEC Nation, that we actually get to go see these things and go to these different places. I'm really, really looking forward to it. But, you know, we think the schedule is going to be one thing now. And once the season starts, it ends up being something completely different. The same way we thought Georgia just had straight cakewalks the whole year. By the time the season starts, if you look up, their last 3 or 4 games were all really tough, hard games. So we think we know, but we never really know. The same thing about LSU and their terrible defense this year.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm like you, though. I want to get through this year, and we got all summer to do this.
Yeah.
So Michigan and Alabama coming up in the Rose Bowl. Looking forward to that. Everyone's talking about Michigan, how they'll put 6, 7 offensive linemen out there at one time. And I've asked you about this already. How does that impact Alabama's defense? And I wanted you to talk a little bit more about that. Will Alabama, will they change the way they line up front against that kind of package? What do you do when you got so many great DBs?
Well, I think it leans towards not competition, but advantage Alabama. Look, if you think Michigan has enough guys, big guys up front to be bigger than Alabama, I would love to see that. But Alabama's being big and physical for like 15, 17 years now. Michigan's on like year 5. So you're not going to get bigger than Alabama. You're putting more big guys in. Alabama's like, great, we love it, because that's what, as defensive mindset, okay, when they get big, we get big. All right? And now the way that everybody knows where Alabama struggled at in the last couple of years, how they lose games is quarterbacks having outstanding games or moments throwing the football, spreading Alabama out. You're not going to get big and all of a sudden Alabama's going to get smaller or anything like that. Alabama's going to, okay, that's fine. We'll put another extra lineman in, or we'll put another linebacker in that's 250, 260 that can match up versus all these things and be more versatile. This is my biggest question going into it. And if Michigan does that, it's going to be really interesting to see, because I know that I'm watching the game and I'm in my mind, I'm imagining, how is Michigan going to have success? Their 2 best players on offense are the running back. I know the quarterback's good, but they don't use quarterback run. Will they possibly? Sure, whatever, in the red zone or something. But you don't get as far as you have if you're Michigan doing what you do all year long, and then all of a sudden getting the biggest game and do something completely different. Nobody's built that way. That's not how football players think. That's not how coaches think. It comes down to execution. And so you get all this time to prepare for this game. I think Jim Harbaugh will have something to say about this. He's going to try and influence this game some kind of way. So I understand that's a caveat that I do not know. You got to be ready for something to be up. But as far as players are concerned, Michigan offensively does not scare Alabama, because who's their best wide receiver? Roman Wilson.
Right.
Well, they use him. That's the only guy Alabama's got 4 first-rounders in the secondary, possibly 3. And so you like that matchup. So you're not worried about them throwing the football on you with those matchups. So how do they get that advantage? Run the ball? You're going to try and get bigger? I just don't see that happening either. So I'm really concerned. I don't know how Michigan is going to score points versus Alabama. I'm not saying they're going to shut them out. But how do you get to 35? I don't know.
All right, he is Roman Harper. You'll see him on ESPN and the SEC Network throughout the bowl season, and he's with us each week courtesy of mybookie.ag. Harp, thank you very much for the time. Have a great weekend.
Appreciate it, guys. Sorry for the long answer, but I'm really just trying to wrap my head around it. I've been watching a lot more of Michigan, and it's really I'm really do not know. So I'm really wondering as well, guys.
No, I love that answer.
Yeah, long answers keep us from asking bad questions.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
All right, guys.
All
you
right.
guys are great, man. We'll see y'all later.
All right, Harp. Thank you. Harp with us, courtesy of mybookie.ag. Code next round when you sign on to get that sign-on bonus match up to $1,000. Code next round. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere. mybookie.ag.
Joey says, "Happy belated birthday, Roman Harper." There to that, Joey. I wish I'd have read that one.
Seems like everybody's birthdays this week.
Yeah. Yours truly this weekend.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know.
Oh, I know.
I've heard.
We're going to be celebrating for you.
Yeah.
Are you going to be here?
I don't know if I'm going to be here Monday yet or not. We'll see.
I've never known you to take your birthday off.
Well, the birthday's Sunday, but Maggie has offered a possible trip to a yet to be determined location. She knows it, but we just haven't decided if we're going yet.
Well, I hope y'all do that.
Yeah.
She going to bird box you and blindfold you and then just take you?
Maybe. And you're throwing a party for me Saturday night. I mean, it can't get any better, right? Best weekend ever. Our friends at Legacy can make sure it's the best holiday season ever for you. Christmas presents, holiday travel, anything you need this holiday season. They've got personal loans for you with very affordable payback plans and flexible terms. You can apply online, legacycreditunion.com, legacycreditunion.com. Credit cards, listen, it's the safest way to shop the holiday season. If you're shopping online, even in stores or at gas pumps, the security there of having a card that's not directly into your bank account there, rates as low as 8.9% annual percentage rate, no annual fees, no balance fees. It's all right there. When you apply online at legacycreditunion.com, legacycreditunion.com, federally insured by the NCUA. APRs and annual percentage rate, rates and offers subject to change. And see the website for details. That website, legacycreditunion.com. Also, our friends at Redmond Vodka this holiday season. Drink responsibly, but go have a good time.
Yeah, hey, pick up a bottle of Redmond Vodka. Maybe you're heading to a Christmas party this weekend. The perfect addition, great stocking stuffer. It's available in 22 states. If you're at a bar or restaurant, ask for it by name. If they don't have it, tell them to get it. Locally owned and operated, gluten-free, 8 times distilled. It is Redmond Vodka.
Hey, when we come back, though, I've got to get more on Malik Murphy, and we'll talk of all the portal news and the buzz that's out there. As we head to break here from the newsletter on the state and history, this is just a great lesson, Rockstar, and everyone in the back room, because you guys, y'all overcome so many obstacles back there to put us on every day. And we don't, people at home watching, at work, listening, they don't know all the hoops you guys have to jump through just to make all 72 of our cameras work and sometimes squeeze us back in the triple boxes, whatever. But you guys, no matter what happens, you get up and you do it again, and you do it again, and you do it again, and we keep getting it right every day, and I appreciate you guys so much. On this date in history.
Don't mind.
On this date in history, 1903, Orville and Wilbur Wright took flight and crashed on this day in history. But you know what they did? They pieced that little plane back together, and coming up on December 17th, they took flight for the first time. But today, we celebrate the fact that it crashed. They did not take flight today. Today is about getting up. Let's say you run a broadcast that was not widely considered a success last night.
Right. What do?
You get up and you do it again someday.
Yeah.
If you get asked to do it again.
Yeah. I mean, somebody could have said Orville and Wilbur. That's enough of y'all.
Yeah, I feel pretty good we're not going to get asked again.
On this flight, we got the city treasurer.
Yeah, I mean, are you going to get back? Are you going to get back on? That's good. Are you going to get back on with the pilot that crashed?
Well, they were brothers.
They were brothers. They were building the plane. They literally were building the plane. They would have been happy with 66% success rate on that flight. They didn't really get up in the air. They just crashed. But they did it again. So today is, Troy, National Crash and Burn Day. But you get up and do it again.
It's our show.
When we come back, college football right here on TNR. Don't forget tonight, we're at Velma's in Trustful with our friends at Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. We're going to be celebrating our success last night at Velma's in Trustful.
Trustful landmark, man.
5 to 7 tonight.
Wilbur Wright died of typhoid fever. That, I bet, is a crappy way to go. We don't get that much anymore, I don't think.
You don't. Probably scratched himself in the crash and never recovered.
Yeah, Orville
man,
had
I
a
was
heart attack.
watching the Bart Starr storied on SEC Network this
He
morning.
didn't have typhoid fever, did he?
No, but his younger brother. Did y'all hear that story?
Did not.
Yeah, they were
This
playing
sounds
football.
sad.
Playing football in the front yard, and his younger brother, who his dad liked a lot more than Bart, treated a lot better than Bart, was a better athlete than Bart, was tougher than Bart. He stepped on a dog bone. He got tetanus. They waited a couple of days to take him to the hospital, took him to the hospital, and
He never came back out?
that was it.
Oh, that's bad. Dang dog bone.
Yeah. Things you learned on SEC Story.
Yeah.
Yep.
We could learn a lot about Huntsville last night on SEC.
Transition to break there. We're back in a moment right here on TNR.
Call the next round now at 205-734-0923.
Ryan Brown here for the next round with a question for you. Are you on the bandwagon yet? Bandwagon wants to invite you to one of their 3 retail locations in Birmingham for all your holiday shopping. Bandwagon has the top brands in sporting goods, athleisure, and lifestyle apparel. You can check your entire family off the list at Bandwagon with brands like Task, Bird Dog, and Varley, plus the best in sports equipment. Visit the Bandwagon locations in Cahaba Heights, Homewood, and Trustville, or online, bandwagonsports.com. Next round listeners, it's time to jump on the bandwagon.
Follow Next Round Live on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. The social media team at Next Round Live will share the latest interviews and videos from UAB, Alabama, Auburn, and campuses all over the college landscape. You'll also get the latest highlights and news from the Next Round Live daily show. Jim, Lance, and Ryan will share their thoughts, and remember, you can always see the old shows on the Next Round Live YouTube channel. Subscribe, like, and don't forget to comment. Turn on the notifications so you don't miss a thing. It's Next Round Live on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube.
Things fall apart. There's even a book about it, but that doesn't mean you have to break the bank to fix them. Ryan Brown here for the next round. Our friends at Mortgage Right have a new renovation option that will make repairs and other home improvements easy. If you've recently purchased a home and find yourself short on cash, or you're looking to buy a fixer-upper, Mortgage Right's renovation loan program can help you spruce up your space. Repairs can be made to your roof, plumbing, flooring, and more with the help of top-notch mortgage professionals. So get your fix by visiting mortgageright.com/TNR. And MLS 2239 Equal Housing Lender.
A legendary coach once said, "It's not the will to win that matters, it's the will to prepare to win." Bryant bankers have the dedication and experience to put together a financial game plan that's right for you. Stop by one of the 7 Central Alabama locations today or give them a call at 1-855-4-BRYANT to begin preparing for your financial future today. You'll find out what unbeatable service and legendary results are all about. Bryant Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
The wait is over. Tonali has arrived. Beautifully distinctive Italian styling and performance. Come test drive the all-new 2024 Alfa Romeo Tonali plug-in hybrid at Alfa Romeo of Birmingham. The all-new Tonali offers best-in-class horsepower and torque, fastest 0 to 60 times in its class, plus best-in-class range with full electric charge. And best of all, qualified Tonali leasees are eligible for up to $7,500 EV tax credit factored into your lease. Hurry down to Alfa Romeo of Birmingham and experience the all-new Tonali.
Make sure to start your day at nextroundlive.com. Get caught up on the latest podcasts and videos from the live daily show, plus specialty shows such as the Mystery Fifth Hour. You can also learn more about the whole staff at Double Down Media, find all of our social media feeds, see the latest videos from our YouTube channel and gaming channel, plus find other ways to consume the show like the Next Round mobile app, which you can download direct from the site via your iOS and Android device. Make nextroundlive.com your homepage and stay up to date with everything from us here at the Next Round.
Back with you on the next round. By the way, show number 597 today, which means next Tuesday will be show 600, LT.
Uh-oh. What are we doing for that?
Show 600. We will party.
This coming Tuesday, 600?
Yep.
Wow. That was really close to Monday.
Yep. 600 on Tuesday. It was close to Monday. Almost Wednesday.
Are you going to be back in town for that if you go?
I don't know yet, Brown. I don't know. And you guys,
Do you think he's got any say-so on his
No,
birthday?
he does not. But I just thought that you might know the days. You don't know where you're going.
I don't know anything. There was discussion of maybe taking Monday and Tuesday off. But, I didn't miss show 100, 200, 300, 400, or 500. I'd hate to miss show 600.
Yeah.
I need to be here every time we turn to, what's it called, the kilometer?
Yeah. You going to fight for the game ball afterwards?
Yeah. By the way, LT and I were fighting about that early on.
Oh, it led to one of your best lines of all time.
Well, I won't go there.
It was phenomenal.
I will just say that last night, Giannis, who scored, now keep in mind, Lou Alcindor, who later changed his name to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, was a Milwaukee Buck.
Right.
Last night, Giannis set a franchise record, scored 64 points. His greatest game ever, and a franchise record 64. And afterwards, the Pacers, and a little bad blood between those two franchises, they run to the locker room. They take the game ball and literally run to the locker room with the game ball.
Why?
Because they said later after Giannis went ape, just upset, mad, anger in Halliburton's face. He was just mad, man. He was mad because he wanted the ball because it was a franchise record. It was
Is a franchise record really that important? Is it more important than somebody's first points in the NBA? It's not.
And LT and I were going back and forth. I said, how many they in baseball? He said, well, in baseball, when you get your first hit, they give you the baseball. And I was like, they use like 80. They use like 80 baseballs in a game. Maybe
they get one scuff, they throw it up in the stands.
Yeah, maybe even more than that. They play with the same basketball the whole game.
Antetokounmpo said, the quote, I understand when you score your first point in the NBA, you want to have the ball or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, but how many people score their first points with the same basketball?
Not a lot.
Yeah, not a lot?
No.
Opening night, it's got to be a lot.
Well, I mean, if a couple of rookies, but I'm sure they figure it out. If I'm Giannis, I've won an MVP, I've won a championship. There are bigger things than scoring 64 points in a game.
Can you change balls during the game, or is it the ball they start with?
You probably can change it during the game, but they didn't, right?
Well, that's on them. They were at home.
They didn't stop play when Oscar scored his first point, which I think was Giannis's point was.
Which they could have asked.
Yeah, which I think was Oscar's point. I mean, Giannis's point was that the way they got the ball after a loss and sprinted to the locker room with it like they were, kids in the backyard.
Well, look, I mean, people still don't know. I mean, this says one video appears to show the actual game ball being collected by a member of the Bucs staff. Rick Carlisle said the Pacers apparently have a reserve game ball. So Oscar's probably not getting his ball. I don't know. Yeah. I really don't care either way.
They've got to have multiple game balls ready to go in case Draymond's in the game and he punts one into the rafters.
That's a great point.
Yeah. Well, they do have. I mean, they've got a rack. I mean, you see in warm-ups. Like last night, we were warming up with the home basketball, which was Auburn. Yeah. And they're all printed Auburn. They're all the exact same. So, I'm sure there's more than one ball used.
Yeah, I just really believe
it's on right now. Yeah. I cannot believe a scuffle breaks out over this.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Chip says, Jim, that's not what happened. Milwaukee's security man is seen on video securing the ball from Milwaukee.
That's what
makes this pettiness so ridiculous. They just showed it. But you see the Pacers were running into the locker room with the ball, and it became an issue last
night. Childish issue, yes.
Yeah. I guarantee you Giannis wouldn't run that hard if somebody picked his pocket and was taking it the other way.
See, what happened, Giannis probably didn't see this. Somebody probably went to him and said, you see what they did? They took the ball and ran to the locker room like a bunch of kids. Anyway, those two.
So you had a point. Brown gave.
My point was, I think Giannis should get the ball that he scored the franchise record with, right? And you think it should go to Oscar Tshiebwe's first.
Yeah, I think it should go to Tshiebwe's first point.
I don't think if you don't score your first point in your first game, that how many games have Oscar played?
That's what I couldn't figure out.
He's only played in 2 games.
How is Tshiebwe just outscoring? That's what I couldn't figure out.
The show brought to you today by our friends Dr. B. He's got LT's hair dialed in, and then we'll talk a little bit about college football.
Dr. B, best in the business. When I started to thin out, I asked around. Everybody said Dr. Beckenstein is the guy you need to call. I do that non-invasive treatment on the couch 3 times a week. And again, my hair has more than doubled in thickness. Make the phone call that I made, 205-319-0316, t3hair.net for more information. For more than 20 years, women and men have turned to Dr. Beckenstein for a range of cosmetic and reconstructive procedures. He will use that experience, his advanced training, genetic testing to help his patients fully understand the procedures they are considering. Call Dr. B today, 205-319-0316 or t3hair.net.
Hey, by the way, passing ships in Tallahassee. DJ Uyunglele visiting on his way out of the visit. Here comes Cam Ward visiting Florida State.
Well, I'd want Cam Ward if I pick those two.
Not even close.
Many people are starting to project Cam Ward will be Florida State's quarterback.
That's huge for them. I mean, because obviously they've got a good enough team to be in the college football playoff next year. And, I mean, is there that big a drop-off from Jordan Travis to Cam Ward in your mind?
Nope.
I don't think so either.
Nope.
And Jordan Travis is really good. Don't get me wrong.
And I said 2 weeks ago, I really believe Cam Ward is going to Columbus, and Ohio State's being quiet. There is no way Ohio State would go Malik Murphy, is there?
I don't know.
I don't know. Malik Murphy will be good. More on that in a second. Will Howard visiting Miami. Now, Malik Murphy's the Texas backup quarterback. He's 2-0 as a starter this year for a playoff team, and you heard LT mention this. He is in the portal, and he's not going to stay with the team. He is leaving the team now, which means he will one play, as we saw with Texas, and this would be so Texas, for Quinn Ewers to get hurt and early on in the game against Washington, and now your backup is officially Archibald Manning. I don't know if that's his real name, but Arch Manning is officially the backup quarterback now. And last night when we first saw this news break, you reacted like, I think it was either you or Brown, like oh, Sark has told Malik that Arch is QB2 going into this playoff game.
I mean, that's one way to look at it. Like, I don't understand it from Malik Murphy's standpoint unless he was told you're number 3. And his comments, that he is all in on this team and he hates it. Well, if you hate it, don't transfer out.
Well, from his point of view, if there's a place he wants to go,
that's
Columbus,
right.
Ohio, he could be fearful that he's going to get left behind, that they're not going to wait on him.
Or maybe he wants to go to Florida State.
Or maybe he wants to go to Florida State, wherever it is.
If I don't commit now, they're going to go Cam Ward.
But I would say, look, I have committed to this team. We've got I hope you would respect this. If you really want me to be your quarterback next year, if you want me to enter the portal and transfer over, I'm going to tell my staff and my teammates, but I am sticking with these guys through this journey.
Okay, let's use Auburn for an example.
I think that's only fair because if Malik Murphy is the better option than Arch and Quinn Ewers goes down, you're letting everybody down. Let's say somebody lands on his shoulder in the Washington game.
Oh, an injury can happen.
Oh, if an injury happens, I don't think there is any way Arch Manning is able to lead Texas to a win.
One thing we know is that Malik has experience. They won 2 games with him.
Right.
He's played more than Arch Manning. But on the flip side of that, when we first started doing a show together in 2009, there was a backup quarterback for Alabama behind the great Greg McElroy. But when we were in Pasadena getting ready for Alabama and Texas, what did Nick Saban tell us? If Greg McElroy went down play 1, would it be QB2 that would go in there or who?
Yeah, it was going to be QB3, which
McCarron.
At that point was A.J. McCarron over, I guess, Star Jackson, right?
Yeah, and it would have burned his red shirt. See, that's the thing there. That was before the 4-game red shirt deal.
So I think this is a different situation. If truly Arch Manning was the best option, he would have played against BYU and Kansas State, and he didn't.
Yep.
So to me, there is a drop-off between Malik Murphy and Arch. I think people will make a big deal of this for a couple of days. It'll go away. But for whatever reason, if Quinn Ewers gets hurt and the reason Texas loses is because Arch Manning,
he's got a history of getting hurt, too. He
didn't Quinn Ewers definitely does.
Didn't survive the Alabama game last year.
Yep.
This year, got hurt, missed 2 games where Malik had to start, and then he came back because it was so shaky. He came back before he was 100%.
And if you've got enough confidence in your team, first of all, I don't think Malik Murphy, if they win a national championship, should get a ring for abandoning his team going into the playoffs. Just my personal belief. But stay there because if he does get hurt, just imagine what Cardale Jones did for his stock.
Yeah, so you're telling me Oscar Tshiebwe gets a game ball for a free throw, but you're not going to give Malik Murphy
I got my own rules, man.
A national championship
I got
ring?
my own rules. That was Oscar's first point. Hey, look, he is all in with the Pacers and that paycheck. Malik Murphy getting his NIL money. I'd pull his NIL money, too.
Texas Terry, Malik wants to explore the best options for schools, and best slots will be gone by the end of the first portal window. And you're right. If he waits until after finishing, this is why the calendar is screwed.
The calendar is completely effed. You've got to move this to January. You have to. This is not fair to teams. It's not fair to coaches.
It's not fair to Malik Murphy that he has to make this decision.
I would agree.
Yeah, it's not fair. Not fair at all.
But, we see portal quarterbacks moving in the spring. He could find a location. It might not be his number 1 location, but I just think it's more important. He's been committed up to this point. I think he owes it to his teammates. But whatever.
But this screams tampering.
Oh, yeah.
Wherever he ends up.
Yeah, there is no way he doesn't have a destination, right?
Yeah, you don't walk out on a national championship run without knowing where you're going. All right, Jalen Milroe up next. Show being brought to you by our friends at Wayne's. It's cold outside. The outside animals want to come inside. You want to keep them outside. It's the history of the world, right? Our friends at Wayne's will protect you. Call Waynes.com. Call Waynes.com. Or actually call them up at 866-WAYNES1. Website's callwaynes.com. Phone number's 866-WAYNES1. Gift yourself the safe and pest-free home this holiday season. Save $50 off the reoccurring services from Wayne's, both the pest, termite, lawn care, anything you get with Wayne's. Save $50 off those as we celebrate 50 years. Call Wayne's today, 866-WAYNES1, or the website, callwaynes.com.
Or the elephant in the room. Watch it at Roll Tide Pods on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts.
IV therapy, B12 injections, cryotherapy, and compression therapy all under one roof. It's our friends at Hydra Live Therapy. IV therapy treatments are packed with nutrients to increase energy, reduce stress and anxiety, and boost your immune system, and more. If you mention the next round at checkout, save 20% off any service. You can join the IV League today. Members are rewarded with deep discounts. Make sure you ask about that. Hydra Life Therapy open 7 days a week. Homewood, Tuscaloosa, and coming soon to Greystone.
It's time to start thinking about employee holiday gifts. Consider getting your hardworking guys a pair of Red Wing boots. Each day, your employees are on the job site helping your company succeed, so reward them with comfort at its best. The Red Wing mobile shoe truck can visit your shop and fit your employees with a great selection of boots. Or Red Wing gift cards can be purchased at your local Red Wing store, available in all amounts. Whichever program you choose, your employees will appreciate the quality service and selection from Red Wing shoes, and they'll also be thankful they have such a great boss. Reward your employees this holiday season with Red Wing shoes.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the next round. You've heard me for years talk about our friends at Bromberg's Jewelers, and we welcome you to stop by and see that great customer service at the Mountain Brook and Summit locations. But we'd also love for you to check out their new online shop. They've got plenty to choose from. Great gifts, big and small. Available online, they've got David Yurman, Tudor watches, select diamond and gemstone jewelry, William Henry, seasonal and favorite giftware items, and baby gifts as well. They've even got an online sale section. For more information, Brombergs.com. Hey, Lance Taylor from the next round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations: Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood. Hey, Lance Taylor from the next round to tell you about our friends at Gutter Cap. Gutter Cap's that patented aluminum cover system that fits over most existing gutters to keep out debris and eliminate that gutter cleaning. It's backed with a lifetime warranty, almost 20-year service record right here in Birmingham. Stay off that dangerous ladder forever. 45% off the retail price now if you call guttercapbirmingham.com. Call my good friend Chris Stewart now, 205-823-2212. Cap it, don't snap it. It's Gutter Cap.
Hey, Ryan Brown here from the next round. Do you want to help pay for my kids' college and look great while you're doing it? You need to go to the Next Round store. Everything from hats to short sleeve and long sleeve t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, zip-up hoodies, and much more. And we're adding new things all the time. Why would you not want to see my kids get a great college education and look great out in the public while you're doing it? Get the gear we wear all the time on the show, and there's only one place to get it. NextRound.store. That's NextRound.store.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, and Rockstar. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Alabama's quarterback is getting older by the day. He was 20 the last time we talked to him. He's 21 years old now. Oh, time flies by. Remember when Jalen Milroe was this young guy back in his early 20s?
Yes.
Now he's 21, Brown.
The Alabama quarterback joins us now, courtesy of Craneworks, Rentalworks, and Wasteworks. The big guy for the Tide says, rent from the big dog. Happy belated birthday. It was yesterday. Are we right about that, Jalen?
Yes, sir. It was yesterday. I appreciate the love.
Yeah, we came down to see you down at Craneworks signing autographs. That was a heck of a turnout, man. That line was wrapped around the building to get an autograph from you and Terrion.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I enjoyed that, and it was a good experience.
Have you? What is like? I mean, signing autographs is fairly new to you, I assume. Have you been asked to sign anything odd, like a child or a body part or something like that?
I've seen it all. I've seen it all. I lost count as many things I've signed. But nah, yeah, I'll sign a bunch of stuff.
So, what do you do for your 21st birthday?
So I spent some time in Birmingham at the Craneworks. I enjoyed that. I was there, and then my family actually flew into town, so I was able to spend time with them at my house. So yeah, that's pretty much what I did.
Was that your first time in a helicopter?
Yeah, that was. I will say. I was a little nervous at the beginning. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know nothing, and so I was just going off of what I've heard. And when I finally got on there, I was like, "Well, okay." Me and Terrion, first time on there. Terrion was on there as well, and so I was a little nervous, but it was fine when we got in the air.
Did Coach know you were getting in a helicopter?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah, who was your pilot? Was Dave the pilot?
Yeah, was Dave the pilot?
Huh?
David Upton, was he the pilot?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, that's right.
The coach did not know. That's the answer to the question. Coach did not know.
I know Upton's not afraid to buzz the tower. Did he do any daredevil tricks for you guys?
Oh, no. We'll play that.
You did fly over Bryant Denny, though. It looked different from up there, didn't it?
100%. I ain't glad. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Denny.
So I would imagine just getting to spend time with so many Alabama fans yesterday, how thankful they are for the run you've taken them on this year. I'm always interested because we have people walking up to us saying that they were telling you guys advice. Are they telling you advice like almost? You've got the greatest coach in the history of college football, but do you have fans like coaching you up a little bit too, like stay humble or keep working hard? It's not over yet. Do you get that from the fans?
That's always best, to hear what the fans have to say, and we've heard it all, good, bad, ugly. That's just like going to the barbershop. Barbershop talk, I think, is the best, and it's very unique. You be sitting in the barber chair, and you hear all kind of coaching tips, what we should run, and little things like that. And then after the game, you come back the next week, you hear, oh yeah, see, that's that play call I drew up. That's the play call we was talking about barbershop. Nah, boss.
No, boss. Jalen Milroe is with us, courtesy of Craneworks, Frodo Works, and Wasteworks. The big guy says rip for the big dog. Has somebody ever, though, been talking about it and not realize you're in the room? And like they're dogging you out or dogging the team out and you're sitting right there?
Oh, yeah. It's funny because now that it's colder, I wear a hoodie.
Yeah.
And I wear a hoodie and, I'm covered up because it's pretty cold. And so some people just be talking reckless just about whatever. It'd be funny.
Hey, we were talking the other day, and I forgot what the situation was. And I think it might have been you, Brown, talking about how you grew up in Anniston and you grew up around a lot of Army brats that were jumping around.
Yeah, there was an Army base in our town growing up. So I grew up around a bunch of Army kids.
Yeah, and I think you went from California to Maryland to Texas. And that is, I can't imagine, having a network of friends and then getting uprooted and relocating. That's got to be difficult, but at the same time, it really builds who you are, right?
Right. Yeah, no doubt. Just having military parents, they shaped me to who I am today. And I consider home to be Texas, out of all the places I've been to. But, with traveling, I think it's pretty cool, especially because you get to experience different environments and stuff like that. And they're much different, when you talk about California, Maryland, and now Texas, those are different places. But, most of my family, my mom's side is in Texas. So when we moved to Texas, it's always good to have some family that, that's nearby. So, yeah.
Because of that background, do you watch the Army-Navy game a little bit closer than maybe some of your teammates?
I do, because my mom was a Navy and my dad was a Marine.
Yeah.
So my mom was rooting for Navy. And I know they don't have to do nothing but the game, but I like their jerseys. I like growing up, I always chose the team with the better jerseys when it came to that game. I don't know why, but
it was Army this weekend, and it's funny. We were all watching the game together down at the Floribama, and Navy's quarterback. It was a design run, got on the outside, and I looked at these guys. I was like, you think if that was Milroe, he'd take it to the house? Dude was so slow. He was running like a 5.5 40. He makes it about 8 yards, and he had such a seam, too. Speed's a little different in that game.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I understand. They play hard, though. I will say that. They play hard.
Last night they unveiled the schedules for next year, and I was just interested. Had you already seen it? Did you know what the schedule is going to look like? Did you take a moment just to ponder what 2024 will look like?
I don't even know what the schedule looks like. Who do we play? I don't even know who we play.
Here we go. Let's unveil it.
Well, you say who are we playing? So are you going to go on? Are you do you feel comfortable announcing you're coming back next year, right here on the next round? Alabama fans would love to hear this.
Yeah, I'm coming back for my senior year.
Oh, there we go. Whoa. Breaking news.
Flash the lights.
Whoa.
Breaking news. Look at that.
Jalen Milroe is coming back for his senior year.
You just gave Alabama fans an early Christmas gift with that one.
See, I was trying to set you up to answer. I was trying to subtly set you up for that, but Lance just goes point blank there. Yeah. Some interesting games. Let Jalen Milroe know who he's playing next year.
Well, you open with Western Kentucky, South Florida, but you go to Wisconsin. I mean, that's going to be a cool game. I don't know how many Wisconsin games you've watched.
All I know is it's cold there. So when are we playing?
Well, it's September 14th. You'll be fine. It'll be a nice fall day.
Yeah.
After a bye, you get Georgia and Tuscaloosa. You have recently seen Georgia, so you're familiar with them.
Mm-hmm.
Vandy and Asheville, South Carolina and Tuscaloosa, Tennessee and Knoxville, Missouri and Tuscaloosa, a second bye. And then you close LSU and Baton Rouge, Mercer and Tuscaloosa, Oklahoma and Norman, and Auburn and Tuscaloosa. That's a fun schedule.
Yeah. The key there is at Oklahoma the week before the Iron Bowl, and then you come back to play Auburn. That's different than what it has been in the past.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Yeah, you got a couple more games left this year in you, though, right? I would imagine next year, though, since you are coming back now, you tell us you can't use Link next year because there's gonna be no naysayers next year. You're in the playoffs.
Oh no,
you got to
use. No, Lank's still there.
Lank's still going to be there.
How to do marketing.
Yeah, so Lank's still going to be there next year, huh?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, all right. So
you can always find an naysayer.
Yeah, go right there to the not only Jalen but Terrion's bios on their social media, and you get a link there with the fine folks at Link.
You watch film differently than we do, and watching Michigan this year, their offense would lull us to sleep, but the defense. Joel Clapp from Fox, he described it as an anaconda. It just squeezes you to death. When you watch them on film, that you've seen great defenses like Georgia, but Michigan, to me, watching them, they look like they've got one of those defenses, an elite defense, and the numbers show it.
Yeah, 100%. You got to recognize that they're undefeated, and undefeated for a reason. They play hard. And the guys in the box, when I say the guys in the box, I mean the linebackers and the D linemen are really good. They play hard, do a lot of stunts and stuff like that. So it's going to be a challenge for us on offense, but, we're excited for that. And I think the biggest thing with this team that I'm proud of is that we embrace hard. And that is something that we're going to have to embrace going into this game. And, when we hold up the 4 quarters for games like this, because we didn't sign up for 30 minutes, we're going to sign up for 60.
That away. Jalen, thank you very much for the time. Happy birthday, man. We appreciate it.
Appreciate you, boss.
All right, buddy. See you next week.
All right.
Jalen Milroe with us, courtesy of Craneworks, Rentworks, and Wasteworks. The big guy says rent from the big dog, like all our guests. He was on the JohnstonRVCenter.com hotline and announced exclusively us he's coming back next year. It's a big announcement.
That is big because I talked to a couple of people, and they were like, he's getting the Anthony Richardson treatment. There are a couple of teams that could fall in love with him, and he could ultimately go in the first round with this deep quarterback draft.
Big arm, good speed, big body.
There was no hesitation.
and I'm right about this, we did have it squeezed into a box when he made that announcement, so you only got 33% of the screen when Jalen made the announcement. Is that right?
You got all of us, though, right?
Yeah.
That's the key. The light flash wouldn't have been the same if it's just Jalen. You got to have it in the squeeze box.
Just want to make sure that we broke news in a double box.
Well, Auburn fans really love us. After trying to watch their team last night, we destroyed their broadcast, and now, right here on the show, they announced that their biggest rival's best player is coming back next year.
Yeah, but at least we did it in a double box.
Yeah.
We could have squeezed in the mayor of Tuscaloosa while we were making the announcement.
Walt Maddox.
Walt Maddox is going to sit here in a box for no reason.
Mr. Mayor, Alabama football seems to be healthy.
Then LT could ask him a question about something that's been taken down in Northport that he has nothing to do with.
So we keep, Rockstar, you're going to love this. We keep getting people telling us that stuff we ask all these people about, they're not in Huntsville or Madison County.
Yeah, I didn't realize there was such a rivalry between Madison and Huntsville counties.
I just thought I was like in Madison County the whole time I was passing all this stuff I was asking these guys about.
Well, I mean, the Trash Pandas are a unique, it's a unique name, but a lot of people know minor league baseball.
Yeah.
And when we had one of the dudes on last night, he's like, we don't have minor league baseball in Huntsville.
Apparently my Trash Pandas question was better served for the Madison County guy, not the Huntsville people.
Yeah. See, he brought up Trash Pandas, and then later the guy pointed out, like, we don't even have minor league baseball in Huntsville.
And I was like, God, what is he talking about?
Damn, so the dudes we interviewed probably thought we were worse than the people watching us interview those dudes.
I don't think there's any doubt. I don't know who we pleased.
A little more in this segment. We'll do the social media reaction to our broadcast last night on SEC Network Plus. Coming up in the next segment. The show being brought to you by a couple of fine sponsors. They include our friends at Way to Wellness, your journey to healthy living. One thing that you learn when you're squeezed back into a triple box is that maybe sometimes you look a little puffy. You need to lose a little weight. That's what I did last night. And at some point, I got to jump on the plan again and drop a few pounds maybe before we get to beach weather next year in 2024. We've had some next round viewers and listeners swing by to see Leslie and that board certified team already this week. You can do it too. Just go to their website at planforme.com. Planforme.com. And they'll take care of you there. No contracts, no sign-up fees. The first consultation's free. As you get older, blood pressure and cholesterol numbers can get out of whack. Your diet can help as well. Get those numbers in check and drop a few pounds. Look a little bit better for the girlfriend or the wife at home. Works out perfect. Planforme.com. Planforme.com. It's Way to Wellness, your journey to healthy living. Also, our friends at HydroLive, LT.
Yeah, HydroLive wants to remind you it's a great stocking stuffer. Gift card from our friends at HydroLive. It's IV therapy, it's B12 injections, cryotherapy, compression therapy, all under one roof. They're open 7 days a week, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. If you can't make it to one of their great locations, a nurse can come to you. Mention Next Round at checkout. Very important here. You're going to get 20% off any of those great services. That's Next Round at checkout. You can also follow them on Facebook and Instagram at HydroLive Therapy and go to hydrolivetherapy.com for more information.
We're at Velma's tonight, Bud Light game night, 5 to 7. Come on out and hang out with us. Chargers and Raiders, Thursday Night Football on Prime. JD is in Huntsville, the great city we were in last night, the Rocket City. Drink. Hey, JD, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, doing good. Hey, guys. So how was your trip to Huntsville?
Oh, it's phenomenal.
We had a blast. Absolute blast.
Good food, good people, good times.
Yeah, I don't think I'd ever been to downtown Huntsville before in my life, JD, and I'm an Alabama native. It was really pretty down where we were. I don't know what part of town it was.
I think it was the Square. Is it called the Square?
Cotton Row is what I thought the area was called. I don't know.
Yeah, but we were down there near the police station or City Hall. It was really pretty. I enjoyed it.
Okay. Where did y'all eat?
A place called
Domain South.
Domain South. Really good.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
You know, I got to be honest with you. When I walked in, I was not feeling it. Looked. No. No joke. It looked a little frou-frou. Looked a little bit like a place my wife would like to go that maybe I wouldn't, with small portions. You stay hungry.
A lot of charcuterie.
Yeah, it was basically like it was a wine shop with really, I would think the max capacity was 15 people.
Oh, I counted it. 10 different charcuterie board choices.
Yeah. And it looked like a place that's heavy on the spring mix and the salads, which I hate.
It's one of the best sandwiches I've ever had.
But, man, their barbecue duck sandwich was phenomenal.
Good deal. Huntsville's so spread out all over the place. I mean, you got your downtown, then you got your going more towards Madison.
Apparently not as spread out as we thought it was, based on some of our questions. Yes.
Just depends on what you're looking for. But hey, guys, you're talking about this transfer portal and all this stuff. you guys remember last year I was telling you about the quarterback from the school my kids go to. This kid put up over 14,000 yards for his career, 194 touchdowns. And really, I think because of the way the transfer portal's working, coaches are not looking to develop high school kids. They're looking to go get to the portal to a kid who's already been successful at another program, and it's really hurting kids like this. I've been sending this video out to all over the place. I can't get a nibble for this kid. So what's got to change? I think eventually this is really going to hurt college football because once these kids pass through, what kid is going to be able to make it? That's not a 4 or 5 star quarterback. They're just going to give up and say, forget it. I don't want to do this.
It's a great point on how it's hurting the high school recruiting process. You got to be the elite of the elite to get recruited right now at the big programs. There's not a lot of developmental projects, but I think what is happening is further down the food chain away from, say, the top 30 programs, you're able to get maybe a better quality high school recruit. Problem is you're going to develop them. And we've talked to a lot of coaches who said this, JD. You get them on campus, you're going to develop that 3-star quarterback into a 4, or you're going to have a guy who's a 4-star that's been overlooked by the big programs because they went to the portal to get their quarterback, and you're going to let him play and make some stats one year, and the next year he's going to leave Toledo and he's going to go to Wisconsin, or he's going to leave a place like Georgia State, and he's going to go to LSU, and that's what college football is going to be like in the foreseeable future. And it stinks for those programs that end up developing a great player that he's going to go somewhere else, but that's just the way it's going to be, I guess. There's no way around that. That's what's going to happen.
Well, we're hopeful. He's such a great kid. His name's Brandon Mush, and he took a team that's traditionally not really a big-time football program, took them all the way to the semifinals this year on his back, averaged over 300 yards per game since his 9th grade year, and he's not got one kid on that team that's even sniffing a D1 program. He's basically the best kid on a team that's just balling out, and we had a couple schools come look at him, but nothing yet. So
are you sending Samford, Jack State, that level, or every level?
Middle Tennessee.
Yeah.
We had Kennesaw State come out and watch him throw last week, and even had a few up north. I don't really think he wants to. I mean, he'll go anywhere now because he just wants to play. But I'm trying to get a hold of Coach Rodriguez because I know he's had some crazy things going on with his quarterback room. Guys get hurt, and he's got a guy that's been there for 10 years, I think. He's going to finally have to leave the program.
Well, I would help you with Coach Rodriguez, but as a JSU booster, I am prohibited from stepping
He needs to retire there.
I'm prohibited from stepping into this.
JD, don't give up. They'll find the talent. So keep going and let this week settle down. I bet he'll have some schools coming around. Jack State right now, I think, only has 2 or 3 commitments. And they got 25 scholarships to give. So give it time to settle down. Appreciate the call, JD, so much, and appreciate you listening. We'll do some bad tweets coming up, or some comments. We'll just put it that way. Coming up on the other side about our broadcast. Little T is going to join us in here, and we're going to have a little fun with that on the other side. Show being brought to you by our friends at New York Butcher and A+. Tell us about New York Butcher first, LT.
New York Butcher Shop, just a great place to go over the holidays. You can get gift cards at the New York Butcher Shop, too. I know all 3 of us would be super excited about getting a gift card to go see our friends Jim and the fine folks at the New York Butcher Shop. But if you're planning a festive Christmas dinner, make sure you stop in because you can pick up the finest and certified Angus prime beef steaks, burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, all natural chicken cut to order just for you. Don't forget about the perfect dinner-to-go choice prepared sides, ready to heat at home for you and your family with a great selection of fine wines and desserts. New York Butcher Shop, one-stop dinner shop, 2 locations, Cahaba Heights, Highway 119, rare quality, well-done service, the New York Butcher Shop.
By the way, we've been keeping an eye on the point spreads just to keep you updated on what's going on there in the college football. Still the same today at mybookie.ag. Michigan a 1.5-point favorite. Washington and Texas. Texas is a 4-point favorite in that game. So just like to keep you updated there for those that like to monitor those things and what the betting markets might be saying about the games. And as Jim mentioned, A+ Tile Home Remodeling. Those are the people that did my master bathroom. Master Bath and Kitchen is where you make your money back on remodels. Master Bath and Kitchen. Brad Bell is the best of the business. We decided we would update our bathroom. And my wife scoured the internet to try to find the right person to do the job. She talked to contractors, people that use contractors, read reviews. She picked Brad Bell. I'm glad she did. His crews killed it for us. They were on time every single day. They worked their tails off. They were clean. They did the job exactly like we wanted it. Go back with a punch list. Absolutely nothing on that punch list that had to be changed. So that just tells you the work that they did. And they did it to our specs. We said, this is what we want. It's what they did. Our bathroom is great. In fact, Lance liked it so much, he's like, man, I'd like to use it in my bathroom. So Lance got him. And when you look at the photos that Scott shows you, you can tell that Lance did the opposite we did. Went from darker to lighter. We went lighter to darker. Just shows you Brad's not locked into one way of doing things. You can call him 205-422-1758. That is 205-422-1758. Brad Bell, A-plus Tile Home Remodeling.
Follow John Lunsford on Twitter @JLuntz.
This hour brought to you by Jack's Western and Outdoor Wear, the perfect place for all your holiday shopping. We are easy to find just off of I-65, exit 304 in Coleman. Just look for the big red building.
IV therapy, B12 injections, cryotherapy, and compression therapy all under one roof. It's our friends at Hydra Live Therapy. IV therapy treatments are packed with nutrients to increase energy, reduce stress and anxiety, and boost your immune system, and more. If you mention the next round at checkout, save 20% off any service. You can join the IV League today. Members are rewarded with deep discounts. Make sure you ask about that. Hydra Life Therapy open 7 days a week. Homewood, Tuscaloosa, and coming soon to Greystone. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemphill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemphill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemphill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemphill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
What would happen if Santa came down your chimney and discovered fire damage in your home? What if he came down the chimney and discovered a wet floor? Santa's elves can't clean it up. You would have a lot of unhappy children Christmas morning. If that happens, contact DryTech Water Restoration immediately and make sure your children have a Merry Christmas. DryTech can clean up the mess and get in touch with your insurance company. Call DryTech 205-637-0143 and make sure your holidays are safe and happy. Happy holidays to all from DryTech Water Restoration.
There are so many things I love about walk-ons. Authentic, mouth-watering Louisiana cuisine, prepared fresh, daily from scratch. A great beer selection and TVs everywhere to watch the big game every day of the week. And of course, they've got 2 great locations on Highway 280 and 119 and at Hoover near the Hoover Met. Walk-ons is also a great place for happy hour, 2 to 6 Monday through Friday with $5 moonshine swirls, $5 house pours, and half-price appetizers. And it's an easy take-home experience for the family as well. Highway 280 in Hoover with walk-ons.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round. You've heard me for years talk about our friends at Bromberg's Jewelers, and we welcome you to stop by and see that great customer service at the Mountain Brook and Summit locations, but we'd also love for you to check out their new online shop. They've got plenty to choose from. Great gifts, big and small. Available online, they've got David Yurman, Tudor watches, select diamond and gemstone jewelry, William Henry, seasonal and favorite giftware items, and baby gifts as well. They've even got an online sale section. For more information, Brombergs.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. I mean, where else are the scenic views as good as your view of the game? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Back with you on the next round as we get ready to get some reaction to last night's basketball broadcast on the SEC Network Plus. Show being brought to you by some great folks like the Pants Store. And LT sent me some new stuff on the Pants Store. Just wonderful places. Brownie clued me in. I never knew this till you told me last year about your daughter.
Yeah.
And how when she got to South Alabama, she has the luxury of having a Pants Store here in town. And you said when she got on campus there, people from around the country were like, oh, you got a pants store?
You go to a pants store? She's like, I've been going there my whole life.
Bama's back in the playoffs, and the Pants Store has all your Bama needs ready to go. You can choose from the polos, quarter zip, hats, sweatshirts, and all the Bama accessories as you get ready for the postseason. And ladies, you got all the game day tops and bottoms and rompers and booties and clear bags and all that for your trip out to Pasadena. And don't forget about the kids either. Pants Store has all your Bama needs there as well. Remember, free gift wrapping and free alterations right now at the Pants Store. Free gift wrapping and free alterations since you watch the next round. 6 locations in Leeds, Hoover, Crestline, Tuscaloosa, Huntsville, and down in Auburn. It's pantsstore.com, pantsstore.com. Brownie?
Jim.
Who's in studio with us?
It's Little T, Taylor Corn, the content queen, our social media director. What's up, Little T? How you?
I'm great. We've got a lot of engagement going on right now, which I'm grateful for.
Numbers are up for Little T. Numbers are up. A lot of people won't talk to us, right?
Right, yeah. Not always positive, but engagement's engagement. So
Before
I'll
you
take
get to
it.
that, in the chat, Brownie, after you ran on the double box on Monday Night Football, then y'all did it all last night. Hypocrite.
I literally...
Huge hypocrite.
I knew what we were going to do, and when Brown was saying it, I kept saying... Please save this rant until after we do this Auburn broadcast.
But wasn't part of your issue that they were showing it was like a different game?
It was a different game.
The end.
Yeah, and they were showing them shaking hands.
Yeah, I mean, look, we were showing the mayor and the director of commerce.
We had on people,
and us for some reason.
We had on people we were asking questions about stuff they didn't even deal with. I mean, it's totally different.
Let's start with, you have to admit, Auburn Twitter, really good in the meme game. Your folks are good with memes, right?
Yes, undefeated always.
Yeah, Auburn basketball Twitter, really good.
Okay, so here we go. Some memes over here. You can't see these. Let me walk you through them, Little T. We watched 60% of your loss, 66% of your loss, thanks to the fine folks at ESPN. We showed you that one. I found that very hilarious.
That's up to you, out to UNC Asheville. Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
So here we go. What's next? Mystery Science Theater would have been a better broadcast to watch. You lose to Auburn on.
It actually would have been if we'd done Mystery Science Theater.
We have actually thrown that idea out there to Greg Sankey with the SEC Network.
Yep, absolutely. Mike Slide before him.
Yeah, didn't get a lot of positive feedback on that.
Yeah, it would have been hilarious. This was I read this one in the car because Lance is undefeated at Uno. That card says, listen to the next round, do commentary for the Auburn game or draw 25. And then the next picture over there, he's holding 25 cards.
So good.
That one got us from Von Braun all the way back to I-65, which is longer than it should be. We laughed about that one a long
Apparently not
time.
all in Huntsville either,
Yes.
as it turns out.
There you see the triple box. You just lost twice in one night listening to this broadcast. By the way, it was a pro-Auburn broadcast. I mean, one of the analysts...
Not according to some.
One of the analysts was reacting to Auburn dunks and three-pointers.
I mean, do we have the picture of Dunaway after the three?
Dunaway jumped out of his seat. I was like, the whole game I was trying to hold back my fandom.
Right.
I was like, I don't want to be doing that.
Responsible member of the media, basically. Yeah.
I was making my best effort. And then I see Dunaway launch out of his chair. I was like, wait, was this unnecessary effort that I've been giving this whole game?
I was trying to be a little McAfee or something. I don't know. Anything else for us, sir, on the meme department? Auburn won, our ears lost.
Oh, look, they downloaded the app to do that one. Thank you.
Thank you for the download.
Well, I think they wanted to see how bad we are in this format.
Surely the show's better.
Welcome to Huntsville, the Rocket City. This loss was brought to you by the Huntsville Chamber of Commerce and Tourism Bureau. We hit the Rocket City a lot last night.
Paying for the broadcast there.
Every elected official in Huntsville was interviewed while you lost to the Auburn Tigers. Auburn memes. You just lost to the Auburn Tigers on the worst broadcast in college basketball history.
I've not watched them all.
The worst.
I got to imagine we're in the discussion though.
ESPN made sure no one with less than 20/20 vision could see your loss. I saw this one last night too. I don't know who those wrestlers are. Huntsville infomercial sneaking up behind this basketball game.
That's so good.
We all listened to these idiots talk about movies, Taylor Swift, and Elvis while you got beat by Auburn.
That's a pretty good summation. He forgot to mention the public figures we interviewed. These are fighting words.
I had brought this up yesterday on the show.
Yeah, I knew when you brought that up, that was a problem.
Would we be above or below the Beth Mowins line? According to this meme, Beth Mowins greater than the next round.
Yeah, Beth is a pro.
Yeah. So let's go to Twitter reaction. You have some of these. Again, we enjoyed the ride home, having fun in the car with these.
We laughed a lot.
We did.
Laughed a lot. Okay, so the first one I've got, I'm guessing this was right after the first half ended. Is it too late to cancel this broadcast for the second half? It's been painful and spectacularly awful.
Yeah, spectacularly awful.
Spectacular.
That's a...
That's what we call an oxymoron, right?
Yeah, spectacularly awful. That's a big failure.
This was a complete failure as a broadcast. Please never put Auburn fans in this position again. I'm not joking. This was not what Auburn fans expected when tuning into this game, and Auburn owes us an apology for letting this happen.
Wow,
not Auburn.
Yeah, Auburn should have.
And this was Sports Illustrated's Auburn Elvis. So Elvis, I mean,
oh wow,
they could have supported the Von Braun Center.
I thought he loved Von Braun, right?
Yeah, he basically, like Lance said, he had a residency there.
Yeah, he sold 5 straight dates between the 29th and June 1st. 1975.
By the way, the whole event, a massive success in Huntsville. Auburn fans loved it. They were there. 6,600 people, sold out in an hour. Bruce Pearl said he would be back. We'll be back. The Huntsville alumni group up in the Auburn alumni group. It was just a raving success despite our broadcast.
Everything else.
Yeah.
No one wants this. And then in all caps, no one. There has never been a single sports fan tuned into a game to see people talk in split screen, especially with the camera angle from across the street at a traffic light.
The ratio between the camera on me and us, with me really big,
fat,
and the ability to see all 10 players on the floor at one time from up top.
Well,
there was a great ratio there.
The way that Civic Center is built, the up-top camera is going to be pretty high because it's kind of like a saddle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed that when we were pre-game. I was like, that's a high angle.
Yeah, it is. It reminded me of the Oklahoma State angle at Frank Iba Arena, whatever it's called.
Henry Iba?
Henry Iba.
Yeah.
Times 2.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, I think this was, someone posted something, I guess, a little after the game started, and these are 4 replies. First one, what did we do to deserve this? Immediately after, horrible idea. Next, wow, this is awful. Let's never, ever, ever, ever do this again.
Oh, thank Taylor Swift.
That was a play on the Taylor Swift thing, I bet.
And then the last one, love it. First regular season basketball game I've watched in 10 years. So
wow.
Thank you,
is that
Will.
the same person?
No. These are all different people.
Dang. Thought we won them over for a minute there.
Yeah.
No.
One
positive.
One positive.
There's a positive.
Please, for the love of God, do not do this again. I will listen on the AU network instead of watching this. I will cancel my Disney Plus just so I am not tempted to watch this abomination.
Abomination.
I would cancel my Disney. Could you imagine somebody calling Disney Plus be like, there's these three
His
guys.
kids are crying and, hey, my fault, you little bastards.
There's these 3 guys in Huntsville.
What if we give you 1 year free? No.
Not with those idiots over there.
Cancel it.
Yeah.
If you don't know why y'all are catching heat for the broadcast at this point, that might be an even larger self-awareness issue. I think that...
Oh, that guy thinks we've got self-awareness?
Yeah.
Did they do a post-production meeting this morning?
Thank God we were in it.
Okay, after you hosted a Huntsville podcast courtside last night, you owe it to America to take a 1-year vow of silence. I've watched a middle school girls basketball game with better commentary. Seriously.
Middle school girls basketball.
Do they have commentary?
Actually, I got my start. Yeah.
This was one positive from a faceless account. Great job, guys. You're making the worst sport on the planet moderately entertaining. The reply, this is definitely from one of their wives.
I like that they gave us moderately entertaining.
Yeah.
So D-Jank, if you had a profile picture, that would probably help our case here. Henceforth, my life will be divided into before this crap broadcast and after this crap broadcast.
I read that one to the car on the way home. It got a big laugh.
Like, Mom, when did you and Dad get married? Before that god-awful broadcast on the SEC Network Plus. That is all you need to know.
And you were born after that.
Yes.
You used to drink a lot? Yep, that was before the broadcast.
I think Auburn owes them an apology for playing a basketball game while they're trying to record a podcast. A lot of people are thinking that they deserve apologies from Auburn after this.
Yeah, I don't really think Auburn should be dragged into this. They just played the game.
Auburn got
it's more on us, really.
Got a nice game check. Got a big W.
Yep.
At Next Round Live, if you're going to interview everyone who lives in Huntsville during this broadcast, can we get the hide your kids, hide your wife next? I didn't know he was that guy from
Anton Dodson.
Rockstar knows his name.
Oh, is that hide your kids, hide your wife?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I got you.
I guess he's a Huntsville native.
Well, that would have been a good guess.
How did we miss that guy?
I don't think he's a guy anymore.
I don't know.
Oh, he's changed?
I think he's adjusted himself.
Really?
Yeah.
That guy went from a guy to a girl?
Yeah. I think so.
Hide your kids.
So hide your kids, hide your husband now, I
Did he
guess.
say they raping everybody up in here?
I don't even
It was
remember.
something like that.
Hopefully this is, quote, the last round.
Oh.
It's not. We're back.
That's very sad. I'm out there watching this morning, don't worry.
We should receive financial compensation for being forced to listen to this shit.
You get what you pay for.
Wishing I was Helen Keller right about now. Come on, like that's pushing it a little far.
Historical figure we're talking
You don't
about.
really want that.
Not from Huntsville, by the way.
You'll be hearing from my attorney, Alexander Shinara. Parentheses, you may have heard of him from his billboards. I will be suing to recoup the emotional damage this has caused. This one, I think, will be a fan favorite. Jim Dunaway reminds me of Lee Corso about 5 years past his prime, mixed with Bill Walton after a spliff. This is great. 5 years past his prime. So when's that?
That's Lee Corso 5 years past his prime, and then Bill Walton
with a spliff.
Yeah,
high.
he's stoned nonstop.
That's like, normal Bill Walton.
When are we was this 5 years ago for Lee Corso?
Yeah, I don't know when he's 5 years past his prime.
Yeah, it's not now.
Yeah.
It's not now. Yeah.
You think we're beyond that now? Is what you're saying?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
This happened. Oh, continue.
But Bill Walton high. I mean, I was
That's
shooting.
Is that a compliment?
I was shooting for that. Yeah, I was trying to make it entertaining.
Yeah, in multiple ways. Okay. This happened. This was when you're Dunaway. You put the
after a big
do
three.
Do we have that? Forrester?
Dunaway, were you
this
doing
was
that?
on the broadcast, by the way.
I didn't know it was.
We're a very objective, unbiased crew.
Were you doing that?
Well, I mean, I didn't know we were in a triple box.
Well, I mean, Clifton Douglas was there. What do you think's going to happen?
But I'm right next to Andy Burcham, right? The Auburn, and I guess you get in the habit.
Was he doing that too?
No, I never drained a three before in a college game, but they always point over to the broadcast. I love the Auburn
that's
laser
very good
eyes.
right there, yeah.
So a lot of the players, including Lior, when he hit a three, they do signs over at where I guess the normal TV broadcast is, or at Andy. I don't know who they're doing it to, but there are a lot of people pointing.
They
and
really
doing
were.
threes,
I think
every time. So in my ego, I was like, I'm sure it's for Andy, but I'm gonna act like it's to me. So somebody looked over and gave me the three. So I went back at him. I went,
Doc, what is this man doing?
What if it had stopped and said I was pointing at Andy, buddy?
Who's the guy in the sweatshirt? I was just giving it back to him. He pointed three at me. Like went like this.
So good.
Yeah.
So I went like this.
Yeah. As one would. This happened. This was in response to that picture. This happened right before they interviewed a random homeless man for 10 minutes.
In all fairness, I think EG interviewed him.
Oh, we got to respect our elders, man.
EG had the best interview of the night. It's everything, baby.
It's everything, baby. It's everything, baby.
At ESPN, I want my money back for this broadcast. Please cut a check for $11.07 exactly to refund my ESPN Plus subscription for this month. Thank you.
I think my wife bought a second ESPN Plus. We already have one. She bought a second one last night just to watch. So she probably wants a refund too. That could have been her.
Man, that was the wife comment.
Yeah.
Will y'all get someone to tranquilize this broadcast crew?
Put them down.
Somebody had jumped up from the Huntsville Zoo. We'll talk to their zoo master in a second.
The equestrian school tranquilizes.
Do they have a zoo? They have a beach, we found out.
I can't believe you don't know that.
Save it for the next game.
Yes. Hey, y'all got a zoo?
Okay, then
It's not going to be in Madison County or Huntsville if we ask about
koala
it.
bears up in that thing.
we have two more. These announcers are YMCA rejects.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Barely been to the Y, honestly.
So, I mean, that could have been better.
Yeah.
Not painful. And then the last one, which I think Brown replied to this. You wonder why ESPN is losing money. It's because they're paying clowns like that to work.
Well, I pointed out,
in fairness,
ESPN profited $2.7 billion last year. We didn't even get a check for this.
Yeah. We profited social media engagement.
But we are clowns. I will let him. I'll let him slide on that one. We are clowns.
Hey, and we knew what we were getting into. We kind of knew what the feedback was going to be. Of
course.
Yes.
The 4 downs, like CC the 4 downs question from yesterday.
That's true. Yes.
Yeah.
By the way, the interview's easy winner in that one.
Yeah, I think Holloway had 1-3.
Yeah, Holloway had 1-3.
But thank you, the Auburn coaches and staff, and it was just fantastic to us. We appreciate them so much. The Huntsville Sports Commission, who's doing a wonderful job up there, bringing all sorts of sports, including the Conference USA tournament to Huntsville. Thank you guys so much for having us. I had fun.
I did too.
Yeah.
I thought the atmosphere was what made it so much fun.
Yeah.
Taylor, would you wear the "It's Everything Baby" T-shirt if it was in Auburn colors?
Orange and blue?
It's everything.
It's everything, baby.
Maybe. I don't know.
Wow.
I mean, sure, yeah.
Well, I mean, it's our stuff.
Yeah, and it's a memory.
Yes.
You fly the next round flag more than anybody.
I do.
Would you rather have it in orange with blue writing or in blue with orange
Blue with
writing?
orange.
Yeah, blue and orange.
Okay.
I think
It's everything, baby.
So in Auburn and Auburn blue and orange, it's everything, baby.
Lunsford is not in the store yet.
Do we put a dinosaur on there?
I think maybe I got an idea, actually. I got an idea. I mean, I'm going to say it right here, but I got an idea.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
everything, baby. Keep it simple, I say. But, I mean, if the city of Huntsville, any of the great sponsors want to put a sponsorship on it.
What if we had Tommy Battle's face on there?
We could put it in a triple box.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
That would be
it's
good.
everything.
baby.
Yeah.
And make the big screen baby very small. Well,
Good
Taylor,
times.
Thank you, man. And,
Yeah.
and I would tell you, Taylor spent the last 12 hours going through all of them just to give us those.
Yeah.
There are
Yeah.
probably hundreds of more.
We could do this the whole show, and I'm sure that I missed some good ones. So if we go back and find
I would
more,
say 75% of those people don't know us.
Yeah, that's
No.
true. Well, they do now.
Yeah.
We'll always be the idiots doing that one Auburn game to them.
yeah.
By the way, a win in which you covered in what was called a trap game in between Indiana and USC. So
Yeah.
it was a great night to be an Auburn Tiger.
Yeah, every day's a great day.
Yep. It's everything, baby.
It's everything, baby.
It's everything, baby.
All right. Thank you, Little T. Show being brought to you in part today by our wonderful folks at Bromberg's this holiday season. Tell us about Bromberg's, LT.
Yeah, holiday season is here. You're looking for a great gift for the man or woman in your life. You can go online right now and check out their incredible inventory. Go to brombergs.com. They are your diamond specialist. If you're thinking about popping the question, you need to go see our friends at Bromberg's. You know she's going to know that silver box means more. Nothing like giving or getting that silver box. 2 locations, Mountain Brook and the Summit. Again, for more information, brombergs.com.
And did you know that you can set up payment usage alerts and find out when your power is going to be restored during a major storm out there? That's what you get with the Alabama Power app, redesigned and free for you right now. Just go to the Apple or Android store to download right now, or go straight to the website, alabamapower.com/mobile app, alabamapower.com/mobile app, keeping you in touch with our friends at Alabama Power. Rockstar's 4 downs, and Dan Orlovsky straight ahead.
Our Monday morning quarterback is Fox Sports' Joel Klatt. Every Monday at 10:25.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the next round to tell you about our friends at Gutter Cap. Gutter Cap's that patented aluminum cover system that fits over most existing gutters to keep out debris and eliminate that gutter cleaning. It's backed with a lifetime warranty, almost 20-year service record right here in Birmingham. Stay off that dangerous ladder forever. 45% off the retail price now if you call guttercapbirmingham.com. Call my good friend Chris Stewart now, 205-823-2212. Cap it, don't snap it. It's Gutter Cap.
The Next Round golf cart is back and is presented by Urology Centers of Alabama. For $89, play Limestone Springs, Cross Creek, The Meadows, and the renovated Woodward Golf Club. $247 in value for just $89. Or get bonus gifts with the Deluxe Golf Cart for $119. No restrictions, good through September of 2024, but supplies are limited. Buy right now at nextround.store.
Man, I love a good meal.
I'm Jim Dunaway. A good meal is what you get with my friend Sterling at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster. We're talking great southern fried chicken, wonderful sides, hand-cut chicken fingers, po' boys, and those Mississippi Delta recipe tamales. You got a perfect menu for everybody. Champy's Chicken is perfect for watching the big game, or taking a meal to the lake house, down to the coast, or stay in the restaurant and dine in a great atmosphere. It's all made fresh to order right there on 119 in Alabaster, Champy's Chicken.
Follow Next Round Live on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. The social media team at Next Round Live is dedicated to giving you daily news conferences and practice video from UAB, Alabama, Auburn, and around college football. Follow and compare to the sites you used to visit. You'll also get the latest highlights and news from the Next Round Daily Show. Turn on the notifications so you don't miss a thing. Next Round Live on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. See more at nextroundlive.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. On game day, you never have to decide which teams to watch, only what combination of bites, burgers, wings, and more to order. Plus, where else are your favorite draft beers always poured at a frozen 29 degrees? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Stick around after the sun sets. Twin Peaks is open really late. Wind down with bourbon and late-night bites. Only at Twin Peaks.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
Rockstar's 4 downs in a second. Tommy in Sylacauga. Let's squeeze one of these in real quick. Hey, Tommy, how you doing?
Hey, what's up, guys? How y'all doing?
Good, buddy.
Fantastic.
Yo, I just wanted to talk about the broadcast last night. You know, I've watched y'all before, and I like watching y'all before. You know, I don't watch shows like that all the time, but, you know, I watched y'all a good bit. But last night was just horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, absolutely. It ruined my basketball experience. You know, I turned and was ready for the game last night, but waiting a couple days, it just completely ruined it. I couldn't even follow the game. Makes people not even want to go to Huntsville. That's how bad it was.
Makes people not want to go to Huntsville.
Yeah, it was hard. It was hard.
I mean, you might not need to. You know everything about it.
It was a hard watch. It was a hard watch.
Tommy's like,
really bad.
Yeah, we had a family vacation planned to Huntsville. We're canceling it now.
If there was a highlight, was it our guest?
No, that was not a highlight.
It wasn't? You didn't enjoy the mayor?
I didn't enjoy it. Hell no, I didn't enjoy the mayor. I muted it, and I never mute broadcast.
Did you match up Andy on the radio? Did you match up the radio?
That's how bad it was.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what most people do to us anyway. But did you match up the radio?
Oh, I tried doing that, but
that's tough. Up, so. That's tough. Yeah, it is tough to pull that off.
I was gonna just put I was standing right, basically in Andy's lap. I was just gonna put my microphone over next to Andy to make it easier on everybody.
We would have enjoyed that more.
It would have been much better. Was there?
It would have helped that camera shot.
Was there any redeeming quality to the entire broadcast? Was there like one thing where you're like, I hated everything but this part?
Well, when it finished.
That W at the end.
Do you listen to us on a regular basis, or did you stumble across this last night?
I do from time to time. I'll watch some of y'all's interviews and stuff whenever y'all have, you know, a Bruce Pearl on or something like that. So I knew y'all were doing it before.
Right. Yeah. So, but I mean, this is like one of the few times you've actually watched the live show. Is the live show better than last night?
Well, I mean, it's completely different. Last night I'm trying to watch a basketball game, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to just hear talking.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
I understand, man.
Thank you, Tommy.
Sorry we ruined your night, your basketball experience.
It's good feedback. Sorry the family had to cancel the Huntsville vacation because of us.
Hopefully Tommy has social media and posted something from last night so we can get that in the cycle.
What are the chances they can scrap Nance and put us in the Final Four this year?
I think we're on the roster. We need some injuries, don't we?
We could, you know, who knows with way Herbstreit's going right now, Fowler and Herbstreit with that national championship game. Could you see us triple box with Alabama's national championship going on?
Why not? I mean,
Texas?
Al Michaels got bounced for 26-year-old Noah Eagle, right?
No, he's good though. No, I like him.
Well, he's not Al Michaels though.
Oh, he's better than Al Michaels.
Yeah. Well, he is now.
Yeah, well,
he doesn't have Al's name.
That's what we're doing right now. We're doing.
Well,
better
Could
than
he
Al.
have talked to the DOC director the way we did?
No.
That's right.
No,
Do you
the
think
same
Al
depth.
Michaels, like if they say, hey, Tommy Battles is coming out next, you think Al Michaels, like, he's laying his headphone down and walking off?
He'd somehow tie it to Chris Collinsworth. You know who'd be a better mayor? Chris Collinsworth. Let's do Rockstar's 4 Downs. It's brought to you by our friends at Slice.
4 great locations. Get in, see the Bajaya brothers. Tell them the next round sent you. They've got that carry-out special 7 days a week for $75. 2 of the specialty pizzas, half pan of salad, 12 of the fire-baked wings. 4 locations, Lakeview, Vestavia, Montevallo, now Crestline Park, and coming soon, Homewood in 2024. Local pizza, local ingredients, slicebirmingham.com.
I always think of, I didn't say it because, I understand. I would be upset too if I was Tommy and everyone else. I almost said to him, so we were the 4th and 31 to broadcast to you, but I didn't say that.
Jim.
Yeah.
I'm glad you did.
I told you guys last night, if that was my Rams broadcast, I'd be super pissed.
Oh, I would too. Yeah. I said it before we did the broadcast because I knew what the broadcast was going to be. We'd been in a phone call, a Zoom, and I said, Brown, tap the brakes on this double box thing. We're about to do triple boxes while Auburn's playing basketball.
I knew that. I was just upset.
Yeah. Hit it, Rockstar.
First down.
To win $1 billion, you have to survive 24 hours being chased by a horror villain.
A horror?
Horror villain. Who do you choose?
I'm going to go somebody slow. Like the Mummy didn't seem like he could really move.
Yeah, Frankenstein. Frankenstein, very stiff-legged.
Frankenstein.
Yeah.
I think Michael Myers seemed very slow. So I would go with somebody that's slow.
Frankenstein was the call for me because if you could get to a staircase either up or down, you're really going to take advantage of him at that point. And he didn't seem to have great balance, so you had the opportunity, if we're going down the stairs or up the stairs, he loses his balance.
Hates fire.
Hates fire.
Frankenstein. Yeah, I got a lot. I think I can beat Frankenstein.
Yeah.
I'm good on that one.
Hates fire.
Second down.
What is the worst thing to hear your surgeon say in the middle of an operation?
Is he awake?
You know what I thought of when he sent that question is, what's our guy Leslie Jordan? What's he say?
Yeah. Well, shit.
Yeah.
It could be, it was supposed to be the left leg.
Well, what about time of death? Wonder if you're awake when you hear time of death.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Call it.
Call it.
I got so hammered last night. Listen to this.
Well, I think hammer or just hearing the paddles would be bad, right?
Yeah.
That is one of the funniest scenes from The Office. It's the one where they're doing the CPR thing, and Kevin is doing the chest compressions on the dummy, and he leans back and goes, call it.
You're losing him.
So good.
Third down.
What would be the most awkward exercise to do in the nude?
Jumping jacks.
Oh, God.
Well, for a guy, a lot going on there.
Yeah.
Jump rope would be fun, too.
Hot yoga.
Well, that happens, doesn't it?
I mean, down dog when you're sweating your ass off.
Yeah. They got
I don't think they do
it.
it naked, do they?
I think all of it is going to be awkward.
You got a
for
channel
guy,
we don't
for a
know
guy.
about?
I've always thought hot yoga is you wear as little clothing as possible, right?
It's hot in there.
But you don't go naked.
Probably not. Yeah, I mean, I could see where there'd be a place for it in an all-female class. That hot yoga that would be a little bit better there to be less confined. But
I'm so confined.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why'd you take your pants off for yoga?
Yeah.
My balls is hot.
Maybe throw in a few pillows, a little pillow fight afterwards. It happens.
That's what they do.
Yeah, I'd say all of it, Rockstar. There is no exercise that looks good naked. None of it.
Not one?
Not one.
Okay.
Fourth down.
What are you starting to like less the older you get?
Everything. Going out, people, traffic.
Triple boxes.
Yeah, bad broadcast.
I do think for me, lately drinking. I just haven't been in the mood to drink a lot lately.
Like water or alcohol?
Alcohol. I had a beer last night. I'm trying to think of if I had a half a bushwhacker down at the Floribama. Got called out for drinking water by one of our listeners one night.
Wait, so you the entire time only had a half a bushwhacker?
I had a half a bushwhacker and half a Bud Light. That was all I had the whole trip to the Floribama.
Wow.
Man,
So drinking.
I did not realize that.
Yeah. I had the most I've drank in a long time was 2 glasses of wine with dinner the other night with Woody and Poochie, and 2 glasses of wine with dinner with Brown before the SEC championship. Just haven't been in the mood. I don't know why.
Well, mine is probably just, and I hate to say this, going places. I've become so much more of a homebody the older I get. I just like staying home.
I do too.
And once I get, and you guys know this because y'all have tried to get me to meet you places. If you let me get home, it is highly unlikely I'm meeting y'all somewhere.
Oh, exactly.
You let me get home.
I don't even have to be home now. I just have to be on this side of town.
That's right, close to home.
That's just like when we left our Monday night Bud Light game night for Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
Bevo Brady's. I was thinking about maybe going to Lunsford's to play poker, or going somewhere else. But once I got on 459 and got off on 280, and I was like, I don't care who calls me right now. I'm home. In my head, I'm already home.
In my head, I've already arrived.
That's it?
That's it.
Yeah,
That'd be 4. Is that 4, Rockstar?
Yeah, it was 4 of them.
We didn't get a penalty there?
Brought to you by our friends at Slice and also by our friends at Odie's, where last night Rockstar did a little trivia.
What was the question?
The question was, who is older, Jamie Foxx, who celebrated a birthday, or Jason Bateman?
Ooh.
So
Bateman's always look young.
Yeah.
Fox was born in 66, and
I'm going to say Jason Bateman's older, 64. For him.
I would say he was born in 65, and Jamie Foxx 66.
Jamie Foxx, 67. Jason Bateman, 69.
Jason Bateman is not 69.
No,
he was born in 69.
Yeah, so he's
I am Uncle Medicine.
Yeah.
coming up on 55.
He's always looked young, though.
Yeah.
Did you like Justine Bateman when you were a kid?
Yeah. What was that terrible movie, Satisfaction?
Yeah, but she was also Family Ties.
Yeah, she was Family Ties.
She was the one in Family Ties?
Well, yeah, she was the much more popular Bateman back in the 80s.
That's right.
Which one was Justine Bateman on Family? Oh,
she was Michael J. Fox's sister.
Yeah, I loved her. Loved her.
Yeah.
I never knew they were related.
Mallory, I think her name was.
Did not know Justine Bateman and Jason Bateman were siblings?
Did not.
Well, she has a campaign going on right now. If you look current pictures of her, she is one of these people that I will never have any Botox. I will never do anything.
Right.
So I am aging gracefully, and it's not really working out. But she's one of these ones where, like, you will never see me do anything to my face.
Good for her.
Yeah, that's what she wants to do.
Same here, man. Same here. No Botox.
Amen.
I don't even have a skincare treatment.
Make a stand.
Yeah. This is. I'm all natural.
Back to it. Odie's Tavern, great for live music on Fridays and Saturdays. Great place to watch college basketball. Enjoy incredible food from Rodney Davis, like the award-winning wings, delicious burgers, the incredible chili this time of year. Stop in 2 locations. Homewood, the newest location, the original in Crestline Village. Make sure you go see Will Haver and that great staff. It's Odie's Tavern.
And our friends at Champy's Chicken bring you this hour. We appreciate it. We passed a couple of Champy's up in Huntsville last night, but the best in the world is right there on Highway 119 in Alabaster. Champy's Chicken, they're about to bring you this 11 o'clock hour. They bring you great Southern fried chicken, cooked to order, brined overnight, and also the hand-cut chicken fingers and the Mississippi Delta recipe tamales. It is Champy's Chicken, champy'schicken.com.
Follow The Next Round on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Next Round Live.
This hour brought to you by Jack's Western and Outdoor Wear, the perfect place for all your holiday shopping. We are easy to find just off of I-65, exit 304 in Coleman. Just look for the big red building.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from The Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
This holiday season, give yourself the gift of peace of mind with a credit card from Legacy Credit Union. Why risk shopping with cash when you can enjoy the safety and convenience of shopping with their contactless credit card? With a Legacy credit card, you can enjoy incredible perks like rates as low as 8.9% APR, no annual fees, and no balance transfer fees. But that's not all. Earn fantastic rewards for travel and merchandise through Scoreboard Rewards. Apply online today at LegacyCreditUnion.com to make your holiday shopping not just safer, but smarter. APR, annual percentage rate. Certain restrictions may apply. Subject to approval. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Follow Next Round Live on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. The social media team at Next Round Live is dedicated to giving you daily news conferences and practice video from UAB, Alabama, Auburn, and around college football. Follow and compare to the sites you used to visit. You'll also get the latest highlights and news from the Next Round Daily Show. Turn on the notifications so you don't miss a thing. Follow Next Round Live on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. See more at nextroundlive.com. Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
IV therapy, B12 injections, cryotherapy, and compression therapy all under one roof. It's our friends at HydroLive. Mention Next Round at checkout. Save 20% off any service. HydroLive's got 3 locations, Homewood, Tuscaloosa, and coming soon to Greystone. Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round. You've heard me for years talk about our friends at Bromberg's Jewelers, and we welcome you to stop by and see that great customer service at the Mountain Brook and Summit locations, but we'd also love for you to check out their new online shop. They've got plenty to choose from. Great gifts, big and small. Available online, they've got David Yurman, Tudor watches, select diamond and gemstone jewelry, William Henry, seasonal and favorite giftware items and baby gifts as well. They've even got an online sale section. For more information, Brombergs.com.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, and Rockstar. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Eagles in the car. Get Orlovsky out of here. Let's go.
Is he driving himself? This is an upset. What's up, Dan? How are you?
He's not driving himself.
No.
Not just a pretty face, guys. I am driving myself.
See?
What are you in a Tesla?
Sometimes in the other benefits of being tall is that you don't need your hands to actually drive the car. I drive with my knee all the time, so not safe and not smart, but it happens.
Well, that's okay. So Dan,
at least you're not going fast. You're passing everyone.
I got places to go. People will see, man.
That's right.
Hey, so tonight we get another one of those games this year, and is it just me, or have we stumbled into the first year where all these quarterback injuries have really stacked up? I cannot tell you how many games has been QB2 versus QB2 I've watched this year. It has to be a record.
Yeah, I love the way that you phrased that. We get another one of those games.
Yeah.
It is interesting. I slept at a Holiday Inn last night, but I'm not that smart. The fact that, quarterbacks are more protected than ever now. Ever. And I feel like we have more quarterback injuries this year than ever, at least as some of the marquee names. And it's interesting to see that in a time period when we're trying to take away as many like hard and impactful and potentially injury leading hits on quarterbacks, guys just keep going down. And it's unfortunate. Obviously, the AFC, I think 4 teams in the top 7 playoffs are all backups right now still. So it's tough to know that position has taken such a big hit this year.
I think 48 different starting quarterbacks, which is really amazing when we've still got a month of football to go. Speaking of the playoff picture, how many teams realistically right now of the 32 could win a Super Bowl?
So 3, 4, 5, I think 6, realistically. I think San Francisco, Philly, Dallas, Kansas City, Baltimore, Buffalo.
Okay, with that said...
Buffalo.
You left out Miami, Dan.
I think Miami, with the injuries right now, gave me a lot of, concern.
Yeah.
Watching that defense without Jalen to end that game on Monday Night Football, I sat there and I was like, oh, man, how Holland, how well he can get health-wise, and then I think losing Connor Williams is a big deal.
Yep.
You lose the center in that offense. Armstead. I think their offensive line injuries give me a lot of hesitation right now.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yeah, look, you didn't mention the Rams either, but we'll let that one pass. Who do you have more concern for right now, though, the Chiefs or the Eagles? Because this is the matchup we saw last year in the Super Bowl, and there just seems to be something missing with both of these teams right now, especially on the offensive side of the football.
I think I'm more concerned with Philly. So Philly's the worst man coverage defense in football. If you're that bad playing man, that's going to create some problems for you when it matters the most. You can't play zone every play. At some points, you are going to have to play man. They're the worst defense in the league at it. And they've had their own offensive issues, and I've pointed them out. I think they're fixable, though, because of the people. The question is, like, are they capable of fixing it? Yes, because they have the humans to do it. I can't run from Kansas City's issues. I feel like I've tried to explain my way out of them, thinking, well, they're not going to not make the Super Bowl because of drops or whatnot. The wide receiver and the lack of detail is there. But I still have such a belief in the quarterback. Their offensive tackles aren't great, but I have such a belief in the quarterback. I also think, if they played everybody in the AFC playoff picture right now, who would you not pick them against? Maybe Baltimore?
Maybe. But I wouldn't feel great about it, would you? No.
Exactly. That's why, if I had to pick Philly today versus San Francisco, no question. I had to go Philly today versus Dallas. I'd be like, where is it? And that would give me a lot of hesitation just because what's going on with their team.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you, away from the actual games this year, Troy Vincent says yesterday that they're going to look at the fumble through the end zone. Oh. And well played there by you.
About time.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're going to look at the fumble.
You like that term?
Yeah, I did. They're going to look at the fumble. I mean, an Academy Award acting. I love this. Fumble through the end zone. And maybe change that rule. We're coddled members of the media, and that's been one of our talking points in the summertime for years to get this rule changed. Are you for it as a former player?
Absolutely. I've lost a playoff game on the road in Seattle because of it. Calvin Johnson fumbled going in, and KJ Wright slapped it out of the end zone. If you guys remember that play, that was a big, and so he fumbles in going in, and KJ slaps it out of the back of the end zone, which I believe was illegal, yet it didn't get called. Shocking. And so I'm all for it. I get the premise, because if I'm on the 30-yard line, I fumble and the ball goes forward, there's the chance that the defense recovers and I get penalized for it. So I understand the premise of it, but the way that they got to the end result has never made sense, because if I'm on the 30 and I fumble forward, it doesn't mean that the defense is automatically going to get it. I can easily, as an offensive player, recover that depending on who's around. So you got to figure out, okay, if you fumble into the end zone, what's the play? Because it can't just be, in my eyes, well, the offense just gets the ball at the point of the fumble, because then guys are going to be reaching the ball out obsessively then, and so there's got to be some type of negative consequence for the fumble that happens at the 1 yard line. I don't know exactly what that would be. If you're moving back to the 5, it's a loss of down, something like that. But it can't just be, well, the offense gets chaos. But I've always thought that was a stupid rule.
Yeah, I agree. I cannot. Dan Orlovsky is with us from ESPN. He comes in each week courtesy of mybookie.ag. Code NEXTROUND. When you sign on, you make that initial deposit. They give you a deposit match up to $1,000 with code NEXTROUND at mybookie.ag. I cannot believe we are on December 14th doing this interview, and I'm about to ask you about the Denver Broncos. What an incredible turnaround by Sean Payton and this Broncos team.
Yeah, so right now, a couple of things. Offensively, specific to Russell, Russell's playing like he did the early part of his career. Russell was never unreal on early downs, the beginning part of his career. He'd throw check downs, and third down, he'd be special. Run around, buy time, make some big plays down the field. So he's back to doing that, and that's a little bit credit to him and a lot to Sean Payton to get him back to that. On third down, Russell's been awesome. And then their defense on third down is unbelievably good. You get into third down against Denver, and it's good night. The way that their blitz packages, and they got speed doing it. I think Batonio and Baron Browning, it is a fast third down blitz package, and they get you off kilter. And, that's kind of what the way that they've gotten back into it is, offense has been crucial and clutch on third down specific to Russ. And then that defense on third down and the way they blitz people has been awesome. And so, I think Detroit's got to be very, very on point this week, because if they get into bad situations like they've had, they'll fall again, and Denver will be very much so in their playoff picture.
Wow. Dan, we lived in a world where for 2 decades, the Patriots dominated the AFC East. And now they're sitting at 3-10, and people are talking about pushing out the greatest coach in NFL history and Bill Belichick. What happened to that roster over the last couple of years?
Draft picks became very bad. I mean, that's go back to the last year that Tom played, so 19. That was a year when everyone was like, oh my, I'm like, dude, they have no talent around Tom Brady. And everyone was shocked that Tennessee beat them on the road in New England. I wasn't. They weren't a good team. They didn't have any, who was the last skill position player that New England drafted that's become good?
Nope.
Ramondre Stevenson.
That's who I was going to say.
Back,
yeah.
And he's a good player, but he's not unreal. And
Deion Branch
this year. That's what I'm saying. The last good skill position player they drafted, it's hard to kind of pinpoint. And so I think that eventually that catches up to you. It just does. And they've even missed on offensive linemen. So I think that's the crux of everything for them is they have been so bad at drafting the supporting cast offensively that everyone's passed them by. And even some of their free agent decisions haven't paid off a ton. So that's really what's happening. Not really what they should do is whatever Coach Belichick wants to do. Listen, if Belichick wants to go back, he's 20 years. You have him come back. Now, maybe it's different how you build your football team decision-making wise. And if he wants to leave, you let him leave. I don't think they would let him leave in the AFC, but I think the lack of talent is really starting to show itself.
All right, he is ESPN's Dan Orlovsky. See him throughout the weekend talking about the NFL as we enter the final month of football here and sort out the playoff picture. Thank you very much for the time, Dan. Safe drives.
Thanks, guys.
All right, buddy. See ya. Safe drives is a weird way to wrap up that interview.
It was.
Dan on the JohnstonRVCenter.com hotline. He's presented each week by our friends at MyBookie.ag. Code next round when you sign on at MyBookie.ag. Get that sign-on match up to $1,000 when you use code next round at MyBookie.ag.
I've always when he comes on, occasionally he gets the bubble thumbs up that pops on the screen. It's like we're playing around the horn.
Yeah, I kind of liked it.
And people like his answers.
Yeah, I don't know if his phone's agreeing with him. Good point.
Yeah.
Do you guys think he was really driving?
Oh, 100% he was, yeah.
Oh, I did not. I thought he was faking it
I did too.
Until the end when he had his hand on. But he went half the interview. It appears to be no seatbelt with driving with his knees.
Easy.
Yeah, there is no way he was driving. He was flying.
Yeah, he wasn't driving.
Yeah,
he wasn't.
I drive on my knees when I eat.
Oh, I know.
Oh, I know.
I
Your
know.
breath is a bad drive. God, you.
Hey, the 3-lane change last night. He goes, I put my blinker on.
I did put my blinker on. I get confused there at the end of 565 because the 65 exit, you got to go over and wrap around, and I was in the wrong lane. So I put my blinker on. There was nobody coming. I moved over, and of course, the chick in the back seat, Dunaway, was like, oh my God!
You know what the most difficult thing is? Eating, texting, and driving at the same time.
Yeah, I do not do that.
Oh, you don't?
Oh, you don't? God, I hate it when you do this. I drive everywhere just to be nice, and all you do is bitch about it.
Yeah, he only touched 90 plus once.
Did y'all want to get home?
I didn't.
Are you here today?
I didn't say anything at all except the 3-lane change. Is the only thing I said last night.
It was such an overreaction too.
Yeah, oh, it was. I value that. I mean, that was a big part of the company in that car last night.
Yeah, I agree, Dave. 3 lanes there is impressive.
Yeah, so it's 2, I think, technically.
No, it was 3.
Well, I mean, you're counting to what I got into.
I was shotgun. It was.
I didn't go over 3 lanes. I got in the 3rd one. All Dunaway does is complain about it, though. Every time I drive, you complain about something.
I drove down to the Floribama by myself.
By yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the best drive I've had to the Floribama.
Yeah, me too. Brown is not 100 today unless it's 100 in anger, says Kevin.
Well, and I'm fighting off a head cold. Don't know if you can tell.
Yeah.
God, I hate it when I get these.
Yeah. Oh, your voice last night held up for the broadcast.
Barely.
Thankfully.
It gave out right at the end. I think I said.
Well, you know what? We had a lot of voices there.
I had a lot of people talking. I said, for Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, everybody Glaze McGordon, I'm right, bro. Thank you for joining us. Good night.
Don't worry.
We didn't even get to our Von Braun stuff. Controversial figure, by the way.
Go ahead and say it. Don't worry.
Ladies' man.
He was. Let's do a couple
Everybody was going by then?
Yeah, a couple of sponsors.
He was a ladies' man?
Yeah, that's what I heard, yeah.
JohnsonRVCenter.com. Let's start with JohnsonRVCenter.com. Tell you about a couple of sponsors here. Before you do that,
you knew how to build a rocket.
Yeah, he did.
Hey, but I mean, seriously, did you not think Elvis met somebody in Huntsville at Von Braun? And
100%.
That's why he stayed 5 days.
He
did 7 shows in 5 days.
Yeah, Elvis' hotel room was not single occupancy. I can promise
he
you.
wasn't staying in Huntsville just because they were selling tickets.
Yeah, and I was like, I popped a gummy for the ride home last night, and you were like, is it okay for you to take that in here? And I'm like, do you know what Elvis was doing in the same room?
JohnsonRVCenter.com can get you on the road, Brad.
They can. I-65 exit 304 in Coleman, 334 in Decatur, and they're always online at JohnsonRVCenter.com. We passed both those locations last night going to Huntsville. I should ask one of our guests about it's one of your great businesses, Johnston RV. I said Decatur.
Yeah.
I-65 exit 334 in Decatur. Listen, they've been to the Forest River Expo, and that's where they go and they pick out all the new stuff. It's starting to arrive, but you guys have responded so well to the advertising. They are overstocked and previously owned. It's good for you because they're making great deals to move it out of the way. I-65 exit 304 in Coleman, 334 in Decatur. Always online, JohnstonRVCenter.com.
Yes, we are familiar with his history. His name is still on the building. That was one of the things LT asked on the way up.
Yeah, I'm just a little surprised in 2023 that the Von Braun name, based on some of the controversy that surrounded him.
Yeah, what it was, Bill Self's contract. What was that clause? That
basically the baptismal clause.
Once I sign this contract, any ill things I've done before this is now wiped away.
Yeah, I'm going to assume the Von Brauns were like, "Hey, look, we got you to the moon. That's what you wanted.
That when
you sold your soul to beat the Soviets."
When we brought all those people over back then, they were like signed a contract saying, "Okay, you can't hold us accountable for anything we did over there because we're on your team now."
Yeah, look, this is drunken history. But the way I read it is super controversial, was definitely involved with Nazi. I mean, he had
those are all allegations, all right?
But no, he had a number. He was part of the Nazi party.
He was on the other team.
But America so bad wanted to beat Russia in the Cold War to the moon, they enlisted Von Braun.
But wasn't Oppenheimer a German too? Didn't we bring a bunch of their people over to develop the bomb? Because they were trying to develop it too.
Oh yeah. So it was a race, same thing.
We basically stole their quarterback, QB1, in the portal, World War II portal, if I remember my history correct.
Have you seen the movie? Is that what you're basing that on?
No, I didn't see the movie. I had history back in the day when they used to teach that in school. A shorter book back then when I was in school.
Oh, yeah.
History wasn't that much.
Lance said he'd never been to the Space and Rocket Center. That place is cool, man. I think you got to go. I bet Jack would like it.
I think space for kids is a little bit different now.
Yeah. For me, I was fascinated by it.
Yeah, I think kids back then, an astronaut was kind of a role model. I just think kids today don't really care.
Well, we don't know who they are now. I mean, you couldn't name a single astronaut right now. And used to, they were household names.
We should have. I mean, half of them are Auburn Tigers.
I'm surprised you didn't interview one last time.
Well,
no, that would have been interesting.
That was part of my guest list. It was
from the space station.
Let's have Barkley. Let's have Tim Cook.
You'll love this, Rockstar. This is done away. Hang on. SEC Network Plus.
Yeah.
Us doing a game, Rockstar. Us doing it. Here's Dunaway's guest list that he was going to propose. Go.
In the triple box.
In the triple box.
I wanted to start with our buddy Charles Barkley.
Charles, right off the top.
He would have done it.
NBA last night, by the way. Were they on TNT or ESPN?
We could have squeezed it in between.
Okay, yeah.
Tim Cook.
Cook.
Hey, what is he doing? We're in between Apple Watch releases.
That's right. And it's at night. He's clearly not working.
Yeah, he's got plenty of money.
Yeah.
Bo Jackson.
Yep. One of the greatest athletes of all time.
Hugh Freeze would have joined us.
Yep.
And I thought we could have had somebody, since we were in Huntsville, from the International Space Station.
Right.
I'm sure there's an Auburn Tiger up there right now.
Do you think you'd have done well with the delay?
Oh, we'd have talked all over them.
Yeah.
We're in the same studio together. We talk over each other. Could you imagine the Space Center delay?
It wouldn't have been that bad.
Like we would have asked a question. I would try to sneak in like a play-by-play. That's a dunk by Dylan Cardwell. And
You guys are about to put in a Publix on 3rd Street. Technical foul. We got a little bit of a brawl going on right now.
So that's in Athens. That's in Athens. That's not in Huntsville.
By the way, Oppenheimer, American and Jewish.
See, boy, you butchered that. You history class.
I am a C student.
Well, he's from Germany.
Yeah. That one in the Christmas tree of my multiple choice, I missed that one right there.
Yeah, I heard For All Mankind, the Apple show is really good. Anybody seen it?
That's where they rewrite history, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We in that show, that's the one where the Russians got there first.
Yeah, it's kind of like the show you guys used to watch. I watched one episode. And it was so confusing.
Man in the High Castle.
Yeah, it was good for a little bit, but boy, it just got. I could not follow it. And I was fighting sleep the whole time.
We got trash coming up on the other side. Simpio brings you part of the show today as well, LT. Tell us about Simpio.
Yeah, our friends at Simpio, they are going to take care of all the BS in every single office. When your company joins Simpio, they're going to handle HR, compliance, payroll, and benefits. There's no annual contract, but that being said, Simpio's got a 99% retention rate. Go online for more information. Go to Simpio.com. That is Simpio.com.
Remember the schedule released last night, as Chris Lowe points out, having surveyed the entire 2024 SEC schedule, the Gators' close to the season is treacherous. I can't say that word.
Treacherous.
Yes. Georgia, Texas, LSU, Ole Miss, and Florida State in 5 consecutive weeks. You pointed that out earlier, Brown. All 5 teams could open the season ranked in the top 10 nationally.
I mean, I don't even know how you survive that at the end. He better be undefeated going into that stretch.
Yeah. So Georgia could be a top 10 team. Yep. Texas, LSU, Ole Miss, and Florida State all spent time in the top 10 or close to it.
Every one of those is a playoff contender.
Yeah. Insane, man. I mean, the SEC is going to be so much fun. 2 bye weeks for everybody. And I, not to throw stones at anybody, but I heard somebody saying the SEC built in 2 bye weeks because the schedule was going to be so tough. I think everyone will have 2 bye weeks in college football next year.
It's the calendar.
The way the calendar is.
It starts in August.
And despite what I heard this morning driving in, August 31st is not week 0. That's not why the SEC has 2 bye weeks. Week 0 is August 24th.
Was that Dusty and Danny getting that wrong?
Nope, somebody else. It was somebody else. Different people usually talk NFL.
Oh, really? Yeah.
We're talking about that.
Dipping their toe in the old college game, huh?
Yeah. All right. So when we come back, we will do a little trash. Champy's Chicken brings you this hour. Great lunch destination. Also wonderful for dinner and for all your office parties this time of year. Why not crank it up with little Champy's? And go ahead and plan ahead. If you're on New Year's Day, get a Champy's to go order on New Year's Eve. And have that ready to go to watch the games right there on January 1st. Kick off a new year with our friends at Champy's, world-famous fried chicken. Highway 119 in Alabaster. Tell Sterling we said, what's up?
Start each game week on Monday morning live with ESPN's Tom Luganville and Jim Dunaway. 7 a.m. everywhere you get the next round.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from the next round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Ryan Brown here for the next round with a question for you. Are you on the bandwagon yet? Bandwagon wants to invite you to one of their 3 retail locations in Birmingham for all your holiday shopping. Bandwagon has the top brands in sporting goods, athleisure, and lifestyle apparel. You can check your entire family off the list at Bandwagon with brands like Task, Bird Dog, and Varley, plus the best in sports equipment. Visit the Bandwagon locations in Cahaba Heights, Homewood, and Trustville, or online, bandwagonsports.com. Next round listeners, it's time to jump on the bandwagon.
Looking for the perfect gift for everyone on your Christmas list? This is Wes McClooney, owner of the New Balance Birmingham store, and I invite you to do your Christmas shopping at the New Balance Birmingham store. Everyone needs new shoes this time of year, and they'll want stylish shoes that fit perfectly. At New Balance Birmingham, you'll find the largest selection and inventory for a specialty shoe store. We have every size from extra wide to extra narrow. Shop the New Balance Birmingham store on Highway 280 next to Chick-fil-A.
A legendary coach once said, "It's not the will to win that matters, it's the will to prepare to win." Bryant bankers have the dedication and experience to put together a financial game plan that's right for you. Stop by one of the 7 Central Alabama locations today or give them a call at 1-855-4-BRYANT to begin preparing for your financial future today. You'll find out what unbeatable service and legendary results are all about. Bryant Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
The Next Round Golf Cart is here. Your chance to play 4 area golf courses for just $89. Get 18 holes of golf and cart at Limestone Springs, Cross Creek, The Meadows, and the newly renovated Woodward Golf Club. That's a value of $247 for just $89. Or get the Next Round Deluxe Golf Cart for just $119. It gets you all 4 courses with cart, plus an exclusive Next Round Golf t-shirt, koozie, golf tees, and a sticker. There are no restrictions. The cart is good through September 2024. Get your golf cart now at nextround.store.
Tom Luganville here for Jack's Western and Outdoor Wear. For great holiday shopping for the whole family, this place is a must. Jack's carries all the name brands in boots, hats, and apparel, including the Kynes Ranch brand, as seen on Yellowstone. You might not look like Kevin Costner, but you can dress like him. Jack's also has the only Ariat shop within a shop in the state of Alabama. Come see us every Monday through Saturday from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. and Sundays from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. Just look for the big red building off I-65, exit 304 in Coleman.
Back with you on the next round. LT's got trash in just a second. Our friends at Storm Restoration Roofing, when we all suffered through some major wind damage and some tornado damage in our viewing area over the weekend. And we tell you all the time, you really need to have a guy who can repair your home on standby, a local guy who's not going to come in these times of storm damage and from another state, won't back up his work, doesn't have warranties, nobody knows who he is, and he comes in and he tries to lowball everyone else just to get a little money, does shoddy work, and he leaves and doesn't back his work up. The guy that you need to trust always, and go ahead and put this on standby, it is Greg from Pell City in Storm Restoration Roofing, 205-542-3531, 205-542-3531. First, he works great with all the insurance companies. He's been doing it so long here locally. He knows all the guys, and that's going to help you out. He's easy to get in touch with. He's not going anywhere. He's got 10 kids. Been married to the same woman. They own the company. So they're not going anywhere. They're here. And so if something doesn't go right, you can call him back up. You got his cell number, 205-542-3531. Storm Restoration Roofing. He can help you if you had damage this past weekend. If you need your roof inspected, he'll do that for free. 205-542-3531. It is Storm Restoration Roofing, or go look him up on Facebook, Greg from Pell City in Storm Restoration Roofing. All right, couple of things I haven't gotten to yet. Sean Stiletto. You guys know who that is?
That's the agent, right?
That's right.
The Tommy DeVito agent?
Yep. He started being an agent in 2005. His clients are only undrafted underdogs.
God, what a terrible business plan.
He's got 30 custom-made suits.
Okay.
That from the Bleacher Report. And there he is at the game with Tommy DeVito. And this is 100% according to the Bleacher Report. This weekend, he's getting inducted into the Italian American Sports Hall of Fame.
Wow. But that's a tough ticket.
Yeah. But, I mean.
That guy's Italian?
I mean, that on Monday Night Football. And then on the same week, you're going into the Italian American Sports
honestly,
Hall of Fame.
if you dress like a gangster and you wore that outfit, people would be like, that's a hokey outfit.
Yeah.
Like you have overplayed the stereotype.
Yeah. Are y'all having a Sopranos party? Yeah, 100%. Remember yesterday I told you there's a good chance the Capitals and the Wizards are moving to Virginia?
Yeah. Actually, I don't remember that.
I do.
I did.
Yeah.
So if that happens, it's Alexandria. If that happens, Virginia, which currently is the most populous state in the country without a professional franchise, NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball, and the NHL. When that happens, that takes Virginia off the board. Do you know what state next becomes the most populous U.S. state to not have a major professional franchise, NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball, NHL?
No.
It's not Alabama. But
I thought you were baiting me into that.
We're closer than you think.
No.
No idea.
It becomes South Carolina.
Really?
With only a population of 5.3 million.
How about that?
South Carolina becomes the most populous state in the union without a major franchise once all those move to Virginia.
Didn't really know South Carolina had that many more people than us.
Yeah, no, they've only got 900,000 more.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah, they don't have a Huntsville.
It's about how many people watched that game last night, apparently.
I just thought that was interesting. So if you ever wonder, God, are we ever going to have a pro franchise here in Alabama? I've never thought so. But, I mean, we're spreading them out so much, you never know. And I guess the way stadiums go, at some point, the Falcons could go, tell you what, we'll still be the Atlanta Falcons. Maybe we'll build our stadium in Gadsden or Anniston.
Well, I mean, we were going through some back channels of Birmingham yesterday, and I didn't realize all the stuff they're building. So it's like they're just expanding the city going north.
Yeah, building out.
We were apparently also in a city that had a billboard for monkeypox.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Rockstar, did you know monkeypox is a thing?
Oh yeah, it's always been a thing. It's been the past.
I've
couple
never
years.
seen a billboard for.
I know there's a billboard
for
worthy, but-
prevention.
Yeah.
I mean, basically, it said if you've got monkeypox, you're effed.
No,
it's a bad billboard.
But call this number anyway.
Yes, I was going too fast for anybody to read it, Rockstar. You can rest assured.
And EG was she was googling monkeypox.
Yeah, I know. EG gave us the Wikipedia monkeypox.
Yeah. One thing about EG, she'll get the facts right.
She will.
She was the star of the show last night. It was fun having her and Taylor on the road with us last night as we were at the Von Braun Civic Complex or whatever it's called up in Huntsville. It was a great time, and I hope all the Auburn fans in attendance at least had a good time with the trip to Huntsville and the Rocket City Classic. Bruce Pearl saying last night they'll be back. If you missed it earlier today, Jalen Milroe on our show announcing he is coming back for another year at Alabama. He will not look to go to the NFL. Don't know if that was in question or not, but it seemed to make a lot of people on Twitter and Instagram happy today.
He'd have been drafted.
I think so too.
Yeah, I mean, he's very intelligent to come back. That's a smart
Who,
move.
Milroe?
Yeah, he'd have been drafted.
Oh, yeah. He would have. I don't think there's any way he falls out of the second round because I think there are teams that would take a flyer on the potential, where this guy was in September to where he is now and to where we could actually get his game in the next couple of years.
And strong arm, runs great, does not get hurt. I mean, he's got a lot going for him.
Dude, all you have to do is look at Anthony Richardson.
Yes.
He came from nowhere to be a high first-round draft pick.
The number 3 pick.
Yeah. So Jalen Milroe could be that high.
Yeah, I mean, second or third round, I agree with Lance. At the absolute worst, second or third round. Yeah. Now, again, I didn't think he was leaving either. We were kind of having fun, but if everybody wants to report it as breaking news and get Little T fired up, I'm all about that. Just share the video so Little T doesn't get super fired up.
Let's do trash, brought to you by Mortgage Right. Hit it, Rockstar.
Well, shit. What are y'all doing? This is awful. It's still March. How many days in March?
LT's Trash is presented by Mortgage Right. Mortgages done the right way.
Are you a veteran looking for a VA loan? Mortgage Right has been advocating for veterans since their company began. As a veteran-owned, operated company committed to your well-being, they can help you find the best terms available, guide you through every step of the process. Visit their locations, Highway 280 in Birmingham. Also, you can apply at mortgageright.com/TNR. Call 205-815-9200. NMLS 2239, Equal Housing Lender. So the 8 habits the happiest people in the world swear by. So, Brown, you tell me if you live
have any
by
of these habits.
One of them, I think, is sleeping 8 hours a day.
Dunaway, that's number one.
Number one.
And I think that would probably raise my happiness index by about 15 points.
I do that as much as I can. I couldn't last night because I got home so late. I do sleep 8 hours a day as I can, yes.
I think another one is keeping a clean house.
Number 2, eat a plant-based breakfast.
Oh, no. I'm out.
Well, wait a second.
I don't have any plant in my breakfast, I don't think.
I had a yogurt, granola, banana, blueberry, and peanut butter. So, yeah, plant-based. Check.
Yeah, mine's all protein.
Number 3, socialize.
Yeah, I socialize, yeah.
We talked to a lot of great folks.
Yep.
Some of you in Next Round Gear last night at the basketball game. Thank you guys for showing up. And if you took pictures with us, send those out. I'd love to get those. I'd love to save those.
Number 4, volunteer.
Yeah.
I could do more.
Well, I mean, that's one of those like, I volunteer a lot. Well, now you're bragging about it. But
I would love to volunteer more.
Yeah, I try to do it as I can.
Number 5, nap.
I do nap. I'm going to go home and take one after the show before Bud Light game night.
Yeah, I don't nap well. I sleep is what I do. Like you guys are good about taking a 45-minute, 30-minute, 1 hour nap. If I go down, I can be down 3 hours.
Yeah, but like an hour nap is a long nap.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. I don't nap. I sleep. Like I can lay down at 2:00 and wake up at 6.
So could you get in bed right now and sleep for 4 or 5 hours?
Oh, I learned a long time ago when I was working 2 jobs with you guys in TV for 15 years. Somebody offered me the advice: sleep when you can, and so that's what I started doing. Whenever I could sleep, I slept.
Number 6, work part-time if you can.
I mean, kind of we do that. I don't feel like it right now, but I mean, in the summer.
So are they saying a full-time job and then a little part-time? Or
no, they're saying don't work.
Don't 40 hours a week, a little too much.
Don't work
if
a
you
9
can
to 5.
avoid
Yeah.
it.
Well,
Number 7, have faith.
That's what George Michael told you.
You got to have it.
You got to have it.
Limp Bizkit told me that.
Oh yeah.
And number 8, limit TV and social media.
You know, honest to goodness, I don't turn the TV on as much as I once did.
See, I turn the TV on a lot, but I don't turn on social media nearly as much as I did.
I used to have the TV on just as background noise. There are a lot of times I'm sitting in my den with the TV off and I'm surfing TikTok.
So you and I have switched. Like I gave up social media and I'm watching more TV movies.
One vice for another.
Well, listen, social media is where we make our living, so we appreciate all of you guys doing
odd that
that.
Lance is giving it up as we're doing this.
But TikTok is
I didn't give it up totally.
Is the biggest time vacuum I've ever seen in my life. Like I can watch a show, it feels like it's an hour, right? It lasts an hour, it feels like it's an hour. I can do work, and it can be an hour, and it can feel like 2 hours. TikTok, somehow you can start doing it, and it seems like it's been 15 minutes, and it's been an hour and a half.
You know what I've started
doing? So it's like a casino hour?
It's a vacuum. It's like a time warp.
It's the theory of relativity, man.
Yeah. And by
Time
the way,
is a flat circle.
And it throws things at you that you love. Like if I see something that like Taylor Swift back in the summer when she was in concert, I would get 1,000 Taylor Swifts live, and then it would be people like Taylor Swift live, and I'm like, or a comedian who's the Noah Bargatze guy,
Nate
Bargatze. So I'm watched one of him because Brown City is funny. Oh, he is funny. Well, now I love some other comedians, so now I'm getting them, and all of a sudden, it's an hour and a half later, and I'm like, well,
I've built an empire.
Yeah. You know what I've started doing? I'll leave it muted until I find one I like. Like I'll scroll through it and I'll read the subtitles and all, and then I unmute it. I don't know why I do it that way. But I'll sit there for like 10 minutes, just flip it through till I see one I think I'm going to like, and then I'll unmute it.
Hey, Blue Eyes, you remember us talking about the trucker slang yesterday?
Breaker one night.
So our friend Brett from New Mexico sent me a list of some trucker slang.
Oh, here we go.
Let me see. You say it, and I'll tell you what it means.
Smokey Bear.
Smokey Bear is a police
That's
officer.
a cop.
State trooper.
That's a cop.
What's a county mountie?
County
it's the
mountie.
county sheriff.
It is the county sheriff. Kojak with a Kodak.
That's right.
So it's a police officer with a radar gun.
Yep. Zipper.
Zipper is going to be a motorcycle. Guy on a motorcycle, zipping in and out of traffic.
Yeah, I don't know what a zipper is.
It's a white dotted line separating lanes.
I'm all over the zipper. I'm going to pull her off. Take
Gator. We see a lot of gators on the interstate.
Gators are going to be. It's going to be a tire, blown tire.
It is very good.
It does kind of look like an alligator.
Yeah,
right?
piece of tire treading the road. Evel Knievel.
Yeah, guy on a motorcycle.
Yep.
Yeah, because they're risking their lives when they're dealing with these trucks.
Gear jammer.
Gear jammer is going to be somebody who cuts them off. They get past them, get in front of them, and slows down.
It's a trucker that shifts gears in a hurry.
Oh, okay.
Speedy Gonzalez.
Somebody's driving fast.
Somebody's running up their butt.
Any driver in a hurry is zipping through traffic. Bear in the air.
That's going to be a helicopter patrol.
It is. What's your 20?
That's where are you?
Yeah, your location.
Yep. Reefer.
That's going to be a pot.
Marijuana.
It's a refrigerated trailer.
That's a reefer.
And finally, the bull hauler.
That's going to be where they're carrying live animals.
Dunaway is on top of this.
Right,
Driver with a trailer designed to carry cows, hogs, bulls, etc.
I used to do it on the CB.
Doritos betting on a new way to get people addicted to their tortilla chips, booze.
Yeah.
Pepsi company-owned brand is releasing a new spirit based off the Doritos nacho cheese flavor that, quote, tastes just like the real thing. Now,
which sounds horrible.
I kind of agree with Jim.
To drink it, right?
Yeah. The chip maker partnered with Empirical, Danish company known for custom spirits with creative flavors, available only online. The limited edition flavor goes on sale yesterday in New York and California and is $65 for a liter.
Sounds horrible.
Got a Texas high school basketball player upset that he was benched and facing suspension, allegedly beat his coach down in a parking lot.
Oh, wow.
If he'd have played with that kind of passion, maybe he'd have kept his starting job.
17-year-old player and his 22-year-old brother were booked on suspicion of assaulting a public servant. Hours before the alleged December 5th assault, player had been taken out of a game at Conroe High School for arguing with an opponent and referees. Now, his coach, Jeremy Clark, 37, said he wanted the 17-year-old to cool off, but the player angrily told an assistant coach and his teammates not to speak to him, leading to the benching. Immediately after the game, won by the other team, suspect's mother and brother angrily confronted the coach with a barrage of expletives. Team returned to its campus, got dressed in their locker room before Clark was confronted by the player and his brother in the parking lot. As they approached the victim, they began a verbal confrontation, which led to the player punching the victim in the face. At the same time, the player's brother also began assaulting the coach.
I bet that doesn't help playing time.
I don't think so. How about this one?
Did the coach say, finally, you landed a shot?
On a busy highway, hundreds of static caravans line the roadside. It's like lit up for Christmas trees. Each one has garnished lights hanging in the window. When switched on, they indicate that the prostitutes who wait inside are available for sex.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my.
Green light, red light?
While that might sound a little sketchy,
Yeah,
these
you
mobile
think?
homes are a common sight across Germany and are a favorite with long-distance truck drivers.
Oh.
And it's totally legal under German law. It is estimated that more than 1.2 million men in the country buy sex every day.
At least they don't use dingy campers. How bad do those things look?
We need a good pressure wash.
They do.
Yes.
My question goes from the dingy outside to the inside.
Oh, yeah. Well, there you go. Yeah.
And do they have a shower between customers?
Negative.
Can you imagine
I don't know
somebody
if they have a
driving
shower
by?
between weeks.
They just went to the grocery store. Karen, I think I saw your husband just walk out of one of these trailers. 1.2 million a day buy sex.
I was talking to, I may have told this on the air before, I don't know. I was talking to a guy I know that's in law enforcement, and they had been involved in a prostitution sting where some of the law enforcement officials are posing as prostitutes. And I was like, how do they not know? He goes, basically, if she looks like she showered in the last month, she's a cop.
Yeah.
Because that's a pretty good rule of thumb.
I mean, look at those sheets.
Yeah.
It says here, unlike in brothels, there are no security guards or pimps to deal with the unhappy or violent customers, leaving the women extremely vulnerable. While the work these women do is perfectly legal, many Germans do not want to see it happening near their homes.
I don't
I
blame
get
them.
that.
So you're saying if all of a sudden it's like, Officer Tammy, you haven't showered in 3 days, and she's like, yeah, I'm about to go undercover. I've got a sting operation going in 2
I think
days.
basically he was saying these people are not that hard to catch. We can roll out whatever we want to roll out.
Finally, top 10 Christmas movies of all time, according to Ranker.com.
Where is, which one is Bruce Willis?
Yeah, Die Hard. That's
Die
such
Hard.
a tired argument.
Yeah.
I just consider it Christmas because it takes place on Christmas. Office Christmas party.
I think it has to be about the spirit of Christmas.
Number 10, Frosty the Snowman from 1969.
So this is the animated one?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and tell you. It's the claymation one, right?
I think this one's animated.
No, I think
Claymation's Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. You're thinking.
Oh, this one wasn't claymation too?
No, it's animated.
It's animated.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does it start off with claymation with
Okay.
that old guy
Jim would like
on
to
the
know,
razor?
Is there claymation? This Rockstar Jim would like to know.
No, that's Elf.
Yes.
No, there's a guy that starts off on a razor through the snow, which was an average. Elf may have brought it back to do it, but I think it preceded the Frosty the Snowman. As a child, this was so sad because you know what happens at the end.
He melts.
Yeah.
He gets left out of the playoff.
yes.
Number 9, The Santa Claus from 1994.
Tim Allen, I think.
Tim
Yeah,
Allen. Number 8, Christmas Story, 1983, way overplayed.
Yeah, I never liked it.
Is that the one that sticks his tongue on the pole?
Yeah, that's it. Yep.
Number 7, It's a Wonderful Life, 1946.
Never seen it.
It's
People
good.
swear by it.
Love it. Watch it every Christmas Eve.
Yeah, I bet you do not. You do not watch that every
I have not
Christmas.
watched.
This is the one with Jimmy Stewart?
Yes, you watch that every Christmas
Every
Eve.
Christmas Eve. It's on multiple times. It runs on, what's it called, loop. Runs on loop while we're wrapping presents, while we're waiting on Santa, the whole 9 yards.
I have not watched a Christmas movie this year.
NFL on Christmas Eve this year.
Number 6 is Elf.
That will change that.
Yes.
I don't think I've never not watched Elf. I
Elf
don't know
is
if I will,
fantastic.
though.
Yeah, it's so good.
I've only seen it one time.
You didn't like it?
Yep. Saw it in theater. That's the only time I've seen it.
Elf is good.
Number 5, Charlie Brown Christmas, 1965.
Love it. It stood the test of time.
Haven't seen it in years.
It's a classic.
Loved it.
Number 4, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer from 1964. That is the claymation.
Well, we talk like this. Right?
Yeah, sounds like you today. You little
I know. I do
congested.
feel like Rudolph. You're going to pick me to lead the sleigh?
Yeah, go ahead and take that mud off your nose.
I can. I'm going to lead the sleigh.
Number 3 is Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Yeah, I've never liked that story.
I mean, it's heartwarming at the end.
I kind of the Jim Carrey.
Spoiler.
Yeah.
Jeez.
The Jim Carrey one was super weird.
It was pretty cool, though. It was sad, but pretty cool that all the kids and their parents come out and they start singing together and no presents. It was
Yeah,
touching.
I was never a big fan.
Yeah.
Number 2, Home Alone.
I felt sorry for the little dog that had to push him up the hill.
Yeah.
Then finally, that little dog gets happy, jumps on the sleigh when it starts going down. His tongue's wagging.
Home Alone, anybody? 1990?
I mean, I like the movie.
It was a good movie.
Yeah. And then finally, the number 1 is one of Brown's favorites, and I think it is very overrated, Christmas Vacation.
Oh, Christmas Vacation is phenomenal.
It is really,
I think it deserves to be number 1.
Yeah, it's definitely top 5 for sure, if not number 1. That is Trash Today, brought to you by our friends at Mortgage Right.
What about Bad Santa, not on the list?
It
Office
was not
Christmas
there.
Party, not on the list. The Ice Harvest, not on the list. Bad Santa.
Yeah, none of those sound like they really have the true meaning of Christmas.
Depends on what you're looking for.
Well, tell us about Mortgage Right.
Look, buying a home, major milestone in life, getting it right, it comes down to the right advice at the right time. That's why we're proud to partner with our friends at Mortgage Right, who do mortgages the right way. Call them today, 205-815-9200, or apply online, mortgageright.com/TNR.
Just to make it clear, tomorrow, tacky sweater day here at work, because last year I forgot and I showed up without a tacky sweater.
Yeah, I've forgotten right now.
So I ran out and bought a horrible sweatshirt at Target.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
And
then the year
pajama
before-
bottles.
Yeah,
bring
and,
it back.
and the year before that, you forgot.
You went all over town.
And you went to the Galleria and got something. So
Yeah, that was after like 8 stops. Then I was like, oh, I found one right away. And he was like, Brown didn't tell me.
Is there not tacky sweaters at Target?
Probably.
They were out. They were out. So I got a sweatshirt that lit up. I turned on the 9-volt and it would put a little bit. But I have pre-ordered my tacky sweater this time.
Good
so
for
I'm
you.
prepared.
I am not.
But everyone is not into it this year. Like I feel like I'm going to show up tomorrow in a tacky sweater and everybody will be in normal clothes.
No, we're not going to do that, Jim.
Not on that text thread. So tacky sweaters tomorrow, yay or nay?
That's what I heard.
That's the story.
Tacky sweaters tomorrow. All right.
I told you the one I wanted to get, but it was too late.
Because I was going to take tomorrow off.
You don't take tacky sweater day off.
Until I heard it was tacky sweater day.
Yeah, you do not take that day off.
All right. When we come back, final thoughts, including Kirk Herbstreit, Unhinged. It's next.
Take the next round anywhere you go with official Next Round gear. Buy yours today at nextround.store.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service.
Looking for the perfect gift for everyone on your Christmas list? This is Wes McClooney, owner of the New Balance Birmingham store, and I invite you to do your Christmas shopping at the New Balance Birmingham store. Everyone needs new shoes this time of year, and they'll want stylish shoes that fit perfectly. At New Balance Birmingham, you'll find the largest selection and inventory for a specialty shoe store. We have every size from extra wide to extra narrow. Shop the New Balance Birmingham store on Highway 280 next to Chick-fil-A.
Give the gift of Daniel Moore art this holiday season with the 2024 Crimson and White Fine Art Calendar. This year's calendar features collectors' most beloved Daniel Moore Alabama football moments, from the classic goal line stand to the Saban-era 2nd and 26. Special offer for listeners only. Buy 2 calendars and get 1 free with code HOLIDAY at danielmooreart.com or by calling 1-800-735-2787.
Stop unwanted guests. Save $50 from our friends at Wayne's right now. Call 866-WAYNES-1 this holiday season. Give the gift of peace and security to your home and family with a $50 off recurring Wayne's Pest Control services. Keep your celebrations joyful and free of unwanted critters this holiday and beyond. At Wayne's Pest Control, we don't just promise short-term fixes. We promise year-round protection for your home,
keeping your family, children, and pets safe. Again, call 866-WAYNES1 today. That's 866-WAYNES1.
You want to look great while supporting your favorite show? You know the place to go is the official Next Round store at nextround.store. Yes, there are .store domains, and we have one. From shirts to hoodies to hats and all kinds of fun stuff, you can rep the Next Round anywhere you go. At the beach, Next Round hats to block out that sun. Up north in the winter, get you a comfy Next Round hoodie. Just need something to put your $20 beer in at a game? Get you a Next Round koozie and throw that thing in your pocket. You never know what stuff Jim's going to make me put in there next. Check it out. It's the Next Round store at nextround.store.
There are so many things I love about walk-ons. Authentic, mouth-watering Louisiana cuisine prepared fresh daily from scratch. A great beer selection and TVs everywhere to watch the big game every day of the week. And of course, they've got 2 great locations on Highway 280 and 119 and at Hoover near the Hoover Met. Walk-ons is also a great place for happy hour, 2 to 6 Monday through Friday with $5 moonshine swirls, $5 house pours, and half-price appetizers. And it's an easy take-home experience for the family as well. Highway 280 and Hoover with walk-ons.
Our final thoughts today brought to you by our friends at Hemp Hill Services.
Again, $69 fall tune-up when you call Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Make sure you tell them the Next Round sent you. Hard to stop a train. The name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954 for all of your plumbing, heating, and cooling needs. Hemp Hill Services, hemphillservices.com.
Listen, you think we got attacked for our broadcast last night. Nobody's been beat up more than Kirk Herbstreit since the college football playoff was announced. And there are Florida State people who really believe that Kirk Herbstreit was involved in the conspiracy, that Kirk Herbstreit influenced the college football playoff situation. And Herbstreit took it and 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 took it. And finally, last night, he responded to one fan who had tweeted, love Ben, remind me again why you had Bama in and FSU out on 11-14 and 11-18 before Jordan Travis was hurt. Why did you continue to push the narrative for the next 3 weeks? I haven't heard that explanation yet. And Herbstreit goes on a very long rant that starts off, because Alabama is better, period. So is Texas. So is Michigan. So is Washington. So is Oregon. So is Georgia. I watch 10 to 15 games a week live from September to early December. I think I'm allowed to have an opinion on who I think is better, exclamation points, multiple. If SFU doesn't like it, the best 4 tell the conference commissioner to change the protocol to most deserving. Until then, I and everyone else is certainly is allowed to give an opinion in a subjective discussion. Don't like it, change it. And then he goes on and on and on, talking about 2000, Miami and this and that.
It's a bad look. Bad look. I mean, you're the face of college football. I can't believe you would respond to one of these guys. I mean, Herbstreit has always been super sensitive, kind of like you.
That's why I love him.
I cannot believe, take the high road. Stop looking at this stuff. Why does he look at social media?
Well, I mean, he seems to like to interact with the fans, which I appreciate.
Well, and he does, by the way.
He does a lot.
I can.
Okay, well, that's great. On
tweet
the
at him
positive
and he tweets
stuff,
back or whatever.
But on the negative stuff, just let it go.
I agree. That's sort of the way I try to approach it.
That's absolutely the way I approach it.
Yeah.
Like, if people thought we were going to retweet and hammer people that were hammering us last night, of course we're not going to do that. Why am I going to?
Yeah, because you have your opinion. If you didn't like the broadcast, it wasn't a good broadcast. I understand it. I wouldn't have liked it either. I wanted to watch the game.
Yeah, we can agree on that. Now,
there were times I didn't talk last night because I was watching the game. I forgot we were doing a broadcast.
I do agree with Herbstreit. I mean, those teams are all, in my opinion, better than Florida State.
Yeah.
Look, this thing is done. Florida State's going to continue to bitch and moan about this thing, even win or lose against Georgia. But if you're Herbstreit, just let it go.
Yeah, but last night didn't help to what everyone is discussing, because last night, as I pointed out yesterday, and you guys thought it was fake, but it wasn't, the SEC released their schedule, not just on the SEC network, 2 hours, prime time, on ESPN.
I mean, they're paying for the product.
Yeah, well, if you don't realize, I don't care who you pull for, coast to coast, what conference, if you don't realize the SEC is the top model, then you're You're not being true to yourself.
ACC network release? Will it even get a show on the ACC network?
Oh, we don't know.
It won't get on ESPN.
No chance.
Yeah.
I don't know if the Big Ten would get on ESPN. I guess it would. I guess.
Not on ESPN.
Well, because they don't have the rights. I'm just saying, if they had the rights, obviously. But if ESPN had nothing to do with any conferences, I still think the SEC, because it's a top model, might have a scheduled release.
Because the ratings back it up, right? The games. So fans are going to tune in to see the schedules. I assume they had a low-tier number last night of an actual game, Brown. I'm sure the numbers were somewhere between 1.7 to 2.2 on the schedule release, which would be crazy for a show like that, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people watched it. It's on ESPN.
That's
a
right.
lot of people just turn ESPN on to see what's on.
Yeah, so you say not a good look. Herbstreit, just ignore the haters.
That's what I would do.
Listen, I think all along, Brownie, you felt like the SEC champion being, and I did too.
You did too, yeah.
And the reason why was because it was the SEC champion.
That's right. I mean, that's the SEC champion, pure and simple. And then, I thought Florida State, honestly, I thought they would lose to Louisville. But even then, I thought they would look at them without their starting quarterback and evaluate them differently.
Hey, and by the way, I think the Big Ten champion would always be in too. Have we ever left the Big Ten champion out?
Yeah, Penn State.
No, but we had a Big Ten team.
We did have a Big Team team in, but Penn State got left out,
Yeah, if Alabama had lost another game, still won the SEC. If 4th and 31 didn't happen, and Alabama had won that game, the SEC championship,
Georgia probably is in.
Georgia would be in.
Yeah.
And Florida State would still be out.
Probably so.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with that.
Because the SEC is tougher to get
there.
Well,
again, I was telling somebody that at the game last night. He was, saying he thought Florida State should be in. I said, I'm fine with that. I said, and he said they're a 12-0 Power 5 conference champion. And I'm like, yeah, but, my opinion is not all 12-0s and 11-1s are built the same.
That's
Just because you're 12-0 and not all conference championships are built the same.
It was a flawed,
you got to evaluate it.
Flawed system. It was a flawed system to begin with because we were leaving out a power conference champion at some point.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think anybody argues that.
Yeah, flawed to begin with, and we were changing it next year. It's just weird to see Herbstreit. That's a lot of thumb work there just to respond.
It really is.
All right, that's it. When we come back with you again, it'll be Bud Light game night. Velma's in Trustville. I've never been. It seems like everybody else in the world has been to Velma's.
I've never been to Velma's.
Heard such great things. We will be there tonight to experience the new Velma's, 5 to 7. Come toast a beer with us. The great folks from Adams Beverage will be out there with us as well. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. All right, don't forget mybookie.ag, promo code next round there for all that fun. And all of our platforms, including Disrupt the Media on YouTube and Next Round on YouTube at Next Round Live. Like, subscribe, and give us a thumbs up. Until next time, God bless you and God bless America.